mat here for now. That'll be here in a bit. All right.
You're watching the Sunoco Minor League Cricket Championship, brought to you by our 2023 partners.
So here we are then at the Glenville Cricket Complex with playoff action from the 2023 Sunoco Minor League Cricket Championship. And we've got a New Jersey clash in the waiting here. The New Jersey Stallions taking on the New Jersey Somerset Cavaliers. The Somerset Cavaliers, they're really flying high this season, haven't they? Couple of years now into the minor league, haven't really been able to make that impact, even though they have put together some star-studded lineups. This year, though, seems to be a much better year for them, but they're coming up against a very stiff opponent in the experienced, as ever, New Jersey Stallions. Taking the field first, Jesse Singh and his men, always a strong side, always a very difficult side to beat. But nobody will probably know them as best as the Somerset Cavaliers. Kennar Lewis and Xavier Marshall, it looks to be, out in the middle. And Jesse Singh will look to get things going here for the New Jersey Stallions. We've had some tough weather here on the East Coast as of late. So a reduced game, 14 overs aside between these two. And the New Jersey Somerset Cavaliers, of course, coming off that win yesterday, an emphatic win over the New England Eagles. But the New Jersey Stallions, a completely different threat. And you can see Jesse Singh, as he very typically does, open the bowling here for the Stallions. And he'll be bowling to Kennar Lewis first up, a man they would have acquired via trade from the Atlanta Fire mid-season. Will be looking to make an impact here for the New Jersey Somerset Cavaliers. Hasn't been on fire just yet as we take a look at the teams. Kennar Lewis and Abir Chipper as well, some newer faces to the Somerset Cavaliers lineup. Najaf Shah as well. Didn't really play a lot towards the start, but has really come in towards the end. That experience factor of him. Arya Garg as well, the U19 comes in. As we take a look at the New Jersey Stallions, quite unchanged, quite the normal that we would see from the New Jersey Stallions. Look at Darren Davis. That has been a man that has been in really peak form at the moment, as has Dominic Ricky been. And here's Jesse Singh, the captain, to Kennar Lewis. Starts off with one. Kennar Lewis will just play up, not able to score. So a good start here for the New Jersey Stallions and a good start here for Jesse Singh. So, I am Matthew Achaiba, and I'll be joined by my dad, Lenny Achaiba, and playoff action in the Minor League Cricket Championship. Always a treat, especially when you've got two state rivals coming up against each other.
Yes, Matt, and what makes it even more interesting as we see Jesse Singh runs in from the media center end, and a ball that is squaring Kennar Lewis up. He plays it up towards the offside, and Matt, what is so interesting about the New York State is that most of the area is blanketed with rain. And it might have been surprising that Glenville has started cricket, albeit that they have been a late start. But rather than that, there's some cricket on for minor league in the Glenville area. Beautiful ground to watch. And we've been there quite a few times. We've seen the potential of the facility. It's about 170 miles from Manhattan in New York, so it's a bit of a ways. But Jesse Singh plundered into the offside, and look at that, gone one bounce, and that's 4 runs. Lovely shot from Kennar Lewis.
Yeah, lovely shot from Kennar Lewis there, and we know he's a free-flowing batter. Will take on the best in the country, and Jesse Singh is one of those that would fall into that category. But look at that, effortlessly played up and over the offside. And a good start here for the New Jersey Somerset Cavaliers.
It's a lovely shot from Kennard Lewis. He opens his account with a lovely 4. And he's that type of player, man, that he's going to be so useful for the power play. We don't have to tell you how hard this man hits the ball. Just look at his physique. And look at that. Goes big again. Ball goes through to the wicketkeeper. And there is no run. So good comeback delivery here from Jesse Singh. He's rated as one of the better bowlers in America, Matto.
Yeah, and Jesse Singh at the minor league level always lives up to those expectations. Not only as a bowler, but also as a captain as well. Uses that experience that he has at the international level and beyond. Really brings a lot to this Stallions franchise. Straying down the leg side this time. It'll elude Bravichetti. And this will be runs here for the Somerset Cavaliers. 5 of them, in fact. And not what Jesse Singh will be wanting going down the leg side. And it's always difficult for wicket keepers when he goes down the leg side at that pace, especially Bravichetti, maybe not the tallest man around to stretch out. But Jesse Singh just going down the leg side. And you always say you can go quite a few inches to the offside, but 1 inch down the leg side, and that can happen to you.
Yes, Matt. It's and a lot of times we discuss whose fault it is when a ball slides down the leg side. Is it the wicketkeeper fault? Is it the bowler fault? Well, we've tried to answer that off mic many times, and we say, well, it's both of everything. But in the analysis, it goes for the bowler or against the bowler. Playing a miss here from Kennard Lewis. So this over, Matt, we've seen everything in this over. We've seen a lovely shot from Kennard Lewis. We've seen a couple of dot balls. We've seen 5 wides. And Jesse Singh has made a couple of good comeback. This is a very good contest. You look at Kennard Lewis, he's one of the best in the business. And Jesse Singh, of course, having played at the international level for some years, would have been part of the Major League final, represented the New York Indians, MI New York. And so he's had so much exposure at the top level. He comes into bowl to Kennard Lewis. And Lewis down the leg side will get runs here. Keeper giving chase. They'll come back for a couple of runs. And in fact, they may run away for 4. Yeah, look at that. And so 4 more runs off the bat of Kennard Lewis. And so 2 gone. It's 13 for no loss. In fact, one gone. It's 13 for no loss. So Stephen Wigg will be the partner to Jesse Singh. And so Stephen Wigg given the ball here, Matt. He comes in here with Kennard Lewis already with a couple of big shots so far. And we'll come into bowl to Xavier Marshall. Marshall has been excellent considering the type of scores we've seen from the eastern side. But Stephen Wigg, the left-arm seamer, given the ball to back up Jesse Singh.
Another common theme here from the Stallions. Stephen Wigg always operating from the opposite end as Jesse Singh. Yeah, you mentioned Xavier Marshall. 121 runs, averaging over 20, which, again, as we've seen both here and at Mercer County, it's been a bit of a struggle for the batters. Xavier Marshall hasn't been too bad, all things considered. But playoff cricket, perhaps a bit different. Always looking to go that extra mile, do that extra 10%. Always look to stay on the front foot, and they've gotten a really good start here from Kennard Lewis. They've had quite some help with the extras as well from the Stallions.
Yeah, Matt, we saw Marshall getting 36 against the Empire State Titans as his highest score this season. This one tugged into the onside, so he is giving up the strike to Kennard Lewis. And when Kennard Lewis bats, Matt, it's always a privilege to see some big hitting. Very important match for both of these teams, as the teams will head up to Houston in a couple of days. Super 8 playoff will start on Tuesday, I think. And so much to play for in these last remaining games. The last one here at Glenville for 2023. And Stephen Wigg, the left-arm seamer, will come into bowl to Kennard Lewis. Big play in the mid. Well, he doesn't time it well. Goes up towards the offside. And Monang Patel not done in the gloves today, Matt. He's out on the offside, so another single here to the Cavaliers. They go up to 13 for no loss.
Yeah, Monang Patel has had to do a lot of outfielding as of late since the addition of Bravish Shetty, who has taken the glove since then, replacing Cameron Delport.
So the umpires you see there is Deepak Kate, who comes out of the New Jersey area. And we would have seen Brian Kane in the first over. Taking on the equipment. This could be a leg by. We'll wait and see from umpire Deepak Kate. In fact, a single off the bat of Marshall. And so Marshall goes up to 2. It's 5 to Kennard Lewis. And we're into the second over being bowled here by Stephen Wigg. So overcast day in Glenville for the time being. And I made the point, this is a scampering single from Kennard Lewis and Xavier Marshall in the end. One more run here to Kennard Lewis. And that takes the New Jersey Somerset Cavaliers. They're up to 15 for no loss. We are in the second over. We've seen an over from Singh. Now we're seeing one for Stephen Wigg. And this one has gone pretty well for Stephen Wigg.
A 14 over game as well, keep in mind. So to be going at just about a run a ball, kind of, in a 14 over game, not bad.
And especially Matt from the Eastern Zone, Somerset County and Glenville, where runs have really been so hard to get runs at a premium. Marshall into the offside, can't score. And so that completes the second over, and after 2 is 15 for no loss.
वक्त आ गया है लक्ष्मी बासमती राइस को घर लाने का। लक्ष्मी एक्स्ट्रा लॉन्ग बासमती राइस। इसका हर दाना हो इतना लंबा, पकते हुए महके और प्लेट पे क्या खूब खिले। हाँ, मेरे घर लाने का।
So 15 for no loss, Matt. Couple of overs gone, and so we've got 12 more to go. Jesse Singh will continue from the media center and will come into bowl to Kennard Lewis. And a big swing and a miss, and the ball goes through to Bravish Shetty. So action here at Glenville. Yeah, look at that. A ball that is really pitched into a good area here for Jesse Singh and the Stallions. Anytime you can bowl a ball that can prevent Kennard Lewis with those big swings. Going down the leg side again. We'll wait for the signal from the umpire. Fielder giving chase as Bhaskar Yadram gives up the chase. And that's 4 runs. So, good looking shot from Kennard Lewis. Ball sliding down the leg side. And take a look at this one, Matt. Might have come off the pad. We'll wait and see. And that'll take the score up to 19 for no loss. We're in the leg by, is the call. And so 19 for no loss. This has been a very good start here from the New Jersey Somerset Cavaliers. Oh, swung away. That's a big shot from Kennard Lewis, and that has gone for the first maximum of the day. And what a big strike here from Kennard Lewis. Struck it well, and it went far, it went long, and it went high. Lovely shot from Kennard Lewis. Look at that.
Lovely shot indeed from Kennard Lewis, just lifting it over the leg side. Pickup shot. And you know, it was only a matter of time until Kennard Lewis played something like that. Really went after Jesse Singh.
Ahmad, the fact is, Kennard Lewis will have so much license to really go big. He's batting at the top of the order. So much batting to come. And a game reduced by 6 overs a size. Here is Jesse Singh. And Lewis into the offside. Another big shot from Kennard Lewis. Running up towards the point boundary. Fielder does well to keep the ball in play. Sachin Mailavarapu, but they come back for a couple of runs. And 2 runs off the bat of Kennard Lewis takes the score up to 27 for no loss. This has been a very good start here from the Somerset Cavaliers, Matt.
Yeah, indeed. It's been a really solid start from the Somerset Cavaliers. Kennard Lewis on the front foot. But the Stallions have not done themselves justice with the leg bys and the wides. We've seen quite a few of them already.
And Jesse Singh has gone for almost 17 runs in his couple of overs. Balloons into the onside. They're going to go through for 1. Marshall will come in to strike. What we've seen so far, leg by is a signal again from Brian Kane. So many leg bys in just 2 overs of cricket, Matt. What's going on here?
Well, the Stallions have proven one thing. They've done well to wrap them on the pad. They'll just be hoping they're not maybe straying down the leg side as much as they have been.
And it also tells you the plan here from Jesse Singh is to bowl into the pads of the batsman. When you try to bowl to into the pads of the batsman, Matt, you're trying to cut off that zone, that swing zone, just outside off stump. Brilliant ball from Jesse Singh, and he holds his head in disbelief as what has that ball passed. So the third over comes to a close. It's 28 for no loss.
What's up, Dad? What got into you?
At Sunoco, we know how to fuel peak performance. Fuel your best.
So good start here from Somerset Cavaliers, Matt. 28 for no loss in 3. We haven't seen quick start like this on the eastern side.
No, we haven't. So this has been something that the Somerset Cavaliers will be really proud of. And when you've got 2 power hitters in Kennard Lewis and Xavier Marshall, that's probably what you would expect. Well, you mentioned the New Jersey Stallions have been quite unfortunate, probably. So many leg bys and wides that have costed them, have totaled 12 already in just the third over.
So Mailavarapu, the left-arm spinner, comes in here. And so Kennard Lewis will have to adjust and get ready for some slower stuff. Here is the leg spinner. And a big swing and a miss. So his intention is quite clear, Matt. He's here to score quickly.
Yeah, indeed. He doesn't care who you are. The pace, the spin, he's taken on anybody.
And again, ball outside the off stump. So a good start here from Sachin Mailavarapu. Such a quality bowler this man is. He has really been part of the Stallions lineup in the last couple of years, coming into 2023. This is his 3rd year with them. This is very good bowling to contain Kenar Lewis, Matt, in a power play session of a game, and you're limiting him to just a single off 3 balls. You're bowling well.
Yeah, Sachin Malavarapu, a very solid start from him. Exactly what the Stallions need. They need an over just to pull things back, just to regain their footing in this game. Preferably get a wicket of Kenar Lewis.
So Marshall gets a flighted delivery, works it into the vacant onside, and that has gone away for 4. So 4 runs off the bat of Marshall. And that takes his score up to 33 for no loss. Big strike from Marshall.
And I think before the game I mentioned the Somerset Cavaliers have all the momentum in favour of them. I think this opening pair is probably the example and probably the personification of that momentum out in the 22 yards. Xavier Marshall and Kenar Lewis keeping on the front foot, keeping their foot on the gas. And in playoff games like this, it doesn't matter what happened in the regular season. It's all about what you can do maybe for the next 40 overs of cricket. And so far, the Somerset Cavaliers have done really, really well with the bat in hand.
It's a big shot from Marshall. We were making the point how well Sachin Malavarapu would have started, but Kenar Lewis gets into the act. And this ball chopped into the offside. Ball going into the region. Manang Patel, who was given the glove here to Shetty. And so 5 in this over so far. New Jersey Somerset Cavaliers continue to move along. We saw yesterday, Matt, a dominating performance from them when they took out New England Eagles. Quite a big margin of victory yesterday. Marshall is taken in onto the baton pad, and the ball goes up towards the offside. So very good start there, up to 34. Kenar Lewis comes in to strike with 1 ball remaining. And in fact, the over would have come to a close, so 4 overs gone. It's 34 for no loss.
Whoever you are, on the field, the dream is what drives us. Gear up for your dreams. Shop now at dreamcricketstore.com.
So we get the power play session has been ended from Brian Kane. Good to see Brian Kane, Matt. Back in minor league cricket. Where has he been? Yadram given the ball.
So pace dominant here, the Stallions so far. With Jesse Singh, with Stephen Wigg, and now with Bhaskar Yadram. Down the ground from Xavier Marshall. And brilliant bit of work that. Dominic Ricky. My goodness, the camera, I think I just cut him out, but that was brilliant from Dominic Ricky. And we mentioned how good of fielders the Stallions have in their arsenal, the likes of Darren Davis and Dominic Ricky. But look at that. Take a bow, Dominic Ricky. Saved 4 runs there.
Yeah, Dominic Ricky not only, Matt, saved 4 runs, he could have taken the catch. Very good effort from Dominic Ricky, and that's what makes the Stallions such a strong team. You can talk about their batting, you can talk about their bowling, but boy, they have some very good fielders. Dominic Ricky, Darren Davis, Mukamala, they catch very well. Raymond Ramratan, Bhaskar Yadram, he moves around quite a bit. Stephen Wigg, always never give up. And such a strong fielding lineup. It's no wonder that some of their bowlers comes up with some very good spell. But we've seen a very good knock so far. Good knock from Marshall so far. And Yadram, ball punched into the offside. And another run here for Somerset Cavaliers. They have been fluent. And you look at the card, it's 37 for no loss. Kenar Lewis and Marshall, they're up to something good. They're off to a very good start.
Yeah, they're off to a really good start indeed. 37 in 4.5 overs on a surface like this in a playoff game. Always a good A good sign for the Somerset Cavaliers.
Oh my! Keanar Lewis off the back foot hammers this one into the vast area of this Glenville complex, and that has gone for another maximum. Big shot again from Keanar Lewis.
Too short from Bhaskar Yadram, and in all honesty, probably not enough pace to bowl short to a man like Keanar Lewis. Look at that, had he more than enough time for a man of his strength and his brute power to just hang back and smash it over for 6.
Yeah, that's one of the things in these eastern pitches, Matt. While they may not be the quickest around, you can't bowl short. Not to Keanar Lewis. In fact, not to anyone, but more or less to Keanar Lewis. He's going to love playing those big shots already. Couple of 6s off his bat. 2 6s and 1 4. Here is Yadram. And Keanar Lewis gets a better ball, but he gets runs again into the onside. Ramratan runs in. And a couple more runs there to Keanar Lewis. In fact, a single to Keanar Lewis, and Marshall comes in to strike. They're up to a very good start. They're up to 45 for no loss.
When you look at this game, an eliminator game, it's do or die at this stage. And you look at the New Jersey Stallions, who had such a good tournament and have been favored to really go far in this tournament on the back foot already against the New Jersey Somerset Cavaliers.
Oh, Marshall into the onside, and that is gone for another maximum.
6 more to Xavier Marshall. 50 comes up for the New Jersey Somerset Cavaliers in just the 5th over. A huge one, that, and take a look at this. Just brute force swung away from Xavier Marshall with disdain. That's not a respectful shot at all to the fast bowler. And Bhaskar Yadram, an expensive over from him, 16 from it. It's 50 for none.
वक्त आ गया है लक्ष्मी बासमती राइस को घर लाने का। लक्ष्मी एक्स्ट्रा लॉन्ग बासमती राइस। इसका हर दाना हो इतना लंबा, पकते हुए महके और प्लेट पे क्या खूब खिले।
हाँ, मेरे घर लाने का।
So big start here from the Cavaliers, Matt. They're up to 50 for no loss. And this is considered an eliminator with Philadelphians. The Philadelphians, one of the teams already in. Oh, Keanar Lewis, another big shot. It's gone a long way and it's gone for 6. Big shot again from Keanar Lewis. 6, number 3 is 56 for none.
And this is what the New Jersey Somerset Cavaliers were waiting for. Keanar Lewis to go berserk. They brought him in from the Atlanta Fire towards the back end to do just what he's been doing. And the big Jamaican, Keanar Lewis, doing what he does best. And again, keeping the foot on the gas. I'll mention it time and again. Very important here for the Somerset Cavaliers. And Sachin Mailavarapu had a good first over, but has been struck for a huge 6 into his second.
And Matt, I get the feeling that Sachin Mailavarapu is bowling out of his zone. And by that, I mean, we've seen him bowl the first or second over in many of the matches played by the Stallions over the last 3 years. And you get the feeling when he came in, because Keanar Lewis and Marshall was partly set. He came in, over number 4? And probably when he came in, they were batting at 34 for no loss. So both Marshall and Keanar Lewis would have had a taste of what this Glenville wicket will do. And I want to think this has really dampened the effect that Sachin Mailavarapu will have on this game.
Yeah, could certainly be. You look at what the Stallions have done with so far. They've been all pace, really, aside from the over and a half from Mailavarapu. Swept away from Xavier Marshall. This will be 4 more. So it'll beat Vajela, I think, away to the boundary. So this time, a bit too straight, maybe down the leg side, a bit from Mailavarapu, able to get on the sweep. Xavier Marshall picks up another boundary.
Yeah, not good here from Sachin Mailavarapu. He's really been taken to the task. And look at that, very fast outfield here at Glenville. And the Somerset Cavaliers, they're off to a rocketing start. They're up to 62 for no loss. They're going at, Matt, over 11 runs and over. And this is a really rapid start here from the New Jersey Somerset Cavaliers. The ball worked into the onside again by Marshall. So runs keep coming quite easily here for the New Jersey Somerset Cavaliers. They're off to a very quick start. 14 overs a side game. And Keenar Lewis has gone up quickly up to 29. Marshall is up on 21. And the 50 would have come up in the fifth over. We saw an over from Bhaskar Yadram that went for quite a few. In fact, 16 to be exact. So this New Jersey Stallions bowling lineup under immense pressure, Matt, as runs keep coming quite easily here for Keenar Lewis and Xavier Marshall.
Yeah, and they've played their best cards early on here. Have the New Jersey Stallions, Jesse Singh, Stephen Wigg, Mila Varapu, wicket-taking Yadram, but none have been able to dislodge this partnership. Ominous signs for the Stallions here.
So ball cut into the offside. That will complete the sixth over. So 6 over gone. It's 64 for no loss.
Took that last corner pretty quick.
Sir, I need one hand on the roof, one hand on the pump.
Timeout for Sunoco Go Rewards.
Keep pumping.
With new Sunoco Go Rewards, when you fuel, you save, because rewards come first.
So left arm spin, and Darren Davis, Matt. He's been brought into this side, having migrated from one of the other franchise.
Yeah, Darren Davis, part of the Stallions for the last 2 years now. He would know this Somerset Cavaliers side well. Have played against many of these players before. May have even played with many of these players alongside each other. But Darren Davis has been with the Stallions franchise for a while now, knows exactly when and where the Stallions need him to strike. And they certainly need him to strike now. 63 for none in 6 overs.
Fact is, Matt, in the exhibition series, I think in 2020 would have played with the Empire State Titans. But once things got off to a serious spark, he's really been with this unit, and not only has been really a very good left arm spinner, but he has come in, and you look at his batting contributions has really been impressive. One given a lot of air, full toss into the onside. And doesn't time it too well from Keenar Lewis. Stephen Wigg cleans up and hands the strike over to Xavier Marshall. 65 for none.
A lot of flight there from Darren Davis. You could see looking for that slug sweep was Keenar Lewis. Just one of those that they never seem to arrive. It messes with the timing from the batter. No Siddharth Matani in the team today, so they'll be calling on Darren Davis, you feel. Raymond Ramratan also back in the side. Down the leg side from Darren Davis. So this will be another wide, and they've really struggled here with the New Jersey Stallions of straying down the leg side too much. Some have gone for wides, some have gone for leg buys that have given them runs, and some have just been outright put away.
Yeah, we've seen 7 leg buys and 6 wide, so that's 13 right there. And both Brian Kane and Deepak Katemat, the umpires would have had plenty of exercises to do. But you look at the card, it's up to 65 for none. We haven't seen such a big start without losing wickets from the eastern side for a long time. And Darren Davis to Marshall. Down the track he comes, and he'll pick up a single up to long on. Dominic Rickey is the fielder and brings the big man, Keenar Lewis. He's up to what? 31 from just 22 balls. He's really plundered the ball. 3 sixes and 1 4 from Keenar Marshall. And he means business today.
Yeah, both of these men have gone out here with some serious intent. Keenar Lewis and Xavier Marshall, and they've made scoring look very easy. They must be looking at the rest of the division like, I don't see the problem here.
Ball, big swing and a miss here from Kenar Lewis. So relative to that, man, Darren Davis, not a bad over this one has been. Halfway into the stage of his first over, he's only conceded 3, so he's kept a lid on scoring for the time being. But as a bowler, you just hope that you can get through the next 3 remaining balls with the imposing figure of Kenar Lewis 22 yards away. So 66 for no loss. New Jersey Somerset Cavaliers, they're off to such a rapid start. And ball into the offside. They go through for an easy single. And the rotation of strike between Marshall and Kenar Lewis, Matt, when they're not plundering boundaries, they have allowed each other to really take the bowling one ball at a time.
Yeah, they haven't accumulated many dot balls, it's fair to say. A lot of the dot balls you'll see on the scorecard is because of the amount of leg buys, which will be runs for the team, but not necessarily to the batter. But other than that, they haven't faced many other dot deliveries.
Marshall into the onside. Dominic Rickey will come around. Oh, has he misfielded that ball? Yes, he has. And not too long ago, we were talking how good Dominic Rickey was. We'll have to pull that back for this ball.
And when it's not going your day, everything seems to be a problem for the Stallions. You look at how this game has gone for them so far. Luck has certainly not been on their side, and certainly there, Dominic Rickey, not the best bit of fielding from him. So unlike him, Dominic Rickey, what a huge misfield for 4. What was looking to be a steady over from Darren Davis has really been undone by a rare bit of poor fielding.
So 8 off this over so far. And Darren Davis' final ball to Marshall comes down the track up into the offside. Jesse Singh, the captain, comes around, and that will complete the 7th over. And after 7 is 72 for no loss.
Whoever you are, on the field, the dream is what drives us. Gear up for your dreams. Shop now at dreamcricketstore.com.
So welcome back, New Jersey Somerset Cavaliers. They're off to a very good start. After 7, they're batting a 72 for no loss. We've seen a couple of big knocks so far from Kenar Lewis and Xavier Marshall. And you get the feeling that the New Jersey Stallions under pressure as Stephen Wigg comes back for his second bowling spell. Bowled a very tidy first over that only conceded 4. And we'll come into bowl to Xavier Marshall, who's batted extremely well, Matt. And you get the feeling that first over that has conceded 4, he's going to be bowling in a different situation now. A lot has happened since then. He bowled that second over. They were batting at 15 for no loss. They're 72 for no loss. Oh, Marshall gets an inside edge. Hits the middle stump. And Stephen Wigg strikes 73 for 1.
There's the wicket. There's the breakthrough that the Stallions needed. And who else other than Stephen Wigg, in a time of need, comes up with a big breakthrough. Has been their star man with wickets this season, Stephen Wigg. And it hasn't taken him long into his second over first ball. Knocks over Xavier Marshall, looking to guide one down and getting an inside edge. And he's so frustrated, Xavier Marshall, because he was looking in good touch. And in the end, quite a soft dismissal.
So Gajanan Singh comes to the middle. And that's so much batting to come. When you look at this Somerset Cavaliers lineup, we've got the likes of Adil Bhatti, who's had a very good knock. Sonny Patel. Stephen Ketwaru has been brought into the side. We know locally he does bat top of the order. Yasser Mohammed, the youngster. And then, of course, we've got the likes of Chippa and Garg and the others to come. But Gajanan Singh for the timing. And he comes in here, Gajanan, with a stage already been set by Xavier Marshall, who has just gone. But Kenar Lewis is still out in the middle. 72 for 1.
You look at a man like Sonny Patel, who would have blasted the ball for quite a bit yesterday against the New England Eagles, would have gotten a 50 as well a few weeks ago. He has been a man that has been striking really, really high, especially, again, you look at how difficult runs have been. And in a 14-over game, already about halfway through it, I won't be surprised if Sunny Patel or Adil Bhatti comes in next.
So the left-hander Gajanan Singh Mat comes into the middle. This will provide a bit of adjustment here from the Stallions, as now they'll have to bowl to the first left-hander of this Somerset Cavaliers lineup. Just a couple of left-handers in their side. Yasir Mohammed, Gajanan Singh. And was Saad bin Zafar a left-hander? I can't recall, but he's with international duties now for Canada. And so Najaf Shaw is filling that void, Matt, providing leadership and certainly a top performer, Najaf Shaw. But we're watching Gajanan Singh, who has come to the crease because of the fall of Xavier Marshall. And as we pan around this beautiful facility here at Glenville Complex, Matt, and you look at the far left, there's another ground that hosts a lot of youth matches from time to time. We've been there. We've seen how involved the youths are at this complex. But Gajanan Singh on strike. And he gets a ball all tangled up. Stephen Wigg. A couple of good balls in this over. And a chance to put Gajanan Singh under some bit of pressure. As Gajanan Singh is making the point, I'm not going nowhere. Why the big fuss? That's a good ball from a couple of good balls in this over from Stephen Wigg.
Yeah, he started off really well here. Stephen Wigg has been the best bowler by far here from the Stallions. 1.2 overs for 4. But one name that I don't want the minor league to forget from the New Jersey Somerset Cavaliers, Chandrapal Hemraj. And if the Stallions can get through this game and head into the playoffs next week, in the air from Gajanan Singh, get an edge and they'll pick up a single. If the Somerset Cavaliers can knock off the Stallions and get into the playoffs next week, Chandrapal Hemraj, he'll only need to spend two more nights really in the Caribbean, tonight and tomorrow night, as the Amazon Warriors take on the Knight Riders in the final of the CPL. After that, Chandrapal Hemraj still listed in the Somerset Cavaliers' official squad, so I'm sure he will be back. So just to add to that batting strength, especially now that they've got Kenal Lewis, they've got Xavier Marshall, both in good form, if they can get to the playoffs, that is if they can beat the Stallions here today, Chandrapal Hemraj could be on his way back to the States.
Yeah, Matt, you're right on that. We saw Chandrapal Hemraj has been sidelined for the time being. We've seen the Guyana Amazon Warriors, as you made mention, into a final tomorrow with TKR. And whether or not Chandrapal Hemraj will play, we don't know. He hasn't played in the last 4 or 5 games for them. But the fact is, he could be on a flight, you're right on that, heading to Houston by Monday night, out of Guyana. And he will be a big boost here for the Cavaliers. He had already picked up a couple of big scores in this year's minor league series. And so he will just have to continue. The fact is, where will he bat?
Yeah, I was just going to make the point. You've got Marshall, you've got Kenal Lewis that have put together today a 72-run opening stand. So when Hemraj does come back, it'll cause a bit of selection headache for them. But you mentioned Chandrapal Hemraj only played 1 game and he slammed a 50 in that game. So Chandrapal Hemraj will be a big re-addition. But again, so much still to happen today. That is a big if the Somerset Cavaliers can beat the Stallions here today. But I'll tell you what, they're in a really good spot so far.
So final ball coming up. This has been a very good over here from Stephen Wigg, and Gajanan plays and misses, and ball goes through to Bravish Shetty. So the 8th over comes to a close, 74 for 1. So 8 overs gone. Cavaliers batting a 75 for 1. And they're off to a good start, Matt. They're batting first. And they're off to a very good start. So the action continues. Darren Davis. Here he is to Kennard Lewis. A big swing and a miss across the line of the delivery. Gajanan calls for it and they go through for one. Could be by. In fact, might have been an edge of the batter, Kennard Lewis. So things are on the way here. Over number 9 in progress with 35 balls remaining.
Yeah, the Stallions winning the toss, electing to field first. It hasn't gone well for them. 76 for 1, but they've pulled things back since that wicket of Xavier Marshall. We saw a really good over from Stephen Wigg. 2 overs for 6 from him. And now Darren Davis will look to just slip another good over in here, put some pressure not only on the new man Gajanan Singh, but also on Kennard Lewis, who even though has been out there for some time and has looked good, has lost his opening partner.
Yeah, we saw an over from Darren Davis. His previous over would have gone for 9. We've seen a quality couple of overs from Stephen Wigg. When you look at Stephen Wigg's bowling figure, Matt, 2 overs, no men, 1 for 6. He's been a standout bowler so far. And he's bowled to Kennard Lewis. He's really kept that big man quiet. Gajanan Singh has used up 4 balls so far. And here's the left arm spinner. Ball eased into the offside. And man, just coming back, what a single there to Gajanan Singh. And just coming back to Chandrapal Hemraj with the Guyana Amazon Warrior. Should the Amazon Warrior win on Sunday night, and they haven't won in 5 attempts, Sunday night will be their 6th attempt into a final of the CPL. The question is, if the Amazon Warrior should win, I would want to think that they'll have parades and so much stuff going on after that Monday, Tuesday. When does Hemraj leave that side?
That's a really good question when you think of it, especially when you put it into context like that, down the ground from Kennard Lewis. Dominic Rickey runs around, does much better on that occasion, pick up a couple of runs. But yeah, the Guyana Amazon Warriors, a very, very hungry team looking for a CPL win. And you're right on that. If they are to win tomorrow night, the aftermath of that victory, when does Chandrapal Hemraj leave?
Or is it because a professional sportsman, they got to pick up their bag and go regardless? He gets out Monday, Tuesday.
He is really a cricketer, Chandrapal Hemraj. We've seen him a lot in New York as well. Do so many staff play for so many teams. He's got lots of A miles on him. Does Chandrapal Hemraj. So if the Somerset Cavaliers are to win this game, it'll be very interesting in a few days' time once they head up to Texas, when and if Chandrapal Hemraj will feature.
So this over's gone pretty well for Darren Davis. He's only conceded 5 runs so far. The match, you get the feeling that Kennard Lewis is there's a lid on his scoring in the last 3 or 4 overs since the fall of Marshall. Gajanan Singh and Kennard Lewis haven't had the same chemistry or the productive chemistry that we saw when Marshall batted. First wicket falling for 73, and so yeah, it's in the air. Someone is gonna settle under that, and Gajanan has to go 79 for 2. Gajanan hits this one, taps this one up in the air, and the fielder comes around, Arjun Vajela. He comes up with a well-judged catch, and the second wicket goes down. Gajanan Singh gone.
Yeah, Gajanan Singh was put under a bit of pressure for some bit of time, given some width, looking to lift it up and over. And Arjun Vajela, the youngster, did really well, had a fair bit of running to do, completes the catch simply in the end, and Darren Davis gets another wicket. A fight back here from the Stallions. It's 79 for 2 after 9. Here we go. Sonny Patel walks out to the middle for the Somerset Cavaliers. A man in really good form. Accurate as well. And especially in yesterday's game, Sonny Patel would have had a fair would have had a pretty big role for the Somerset Cavaliers, would have slammed 34 of 20, 2 fours and 3 sixes against the New England Eagles. And another man that we've seen, kind of similar to Darren Davis for the Stallions, as Bhaskar Yadram comes back into the attack. Really maybe before the tournament known for his bowling, but throughout the tournament has really shone with his batting prowess as well. 186 runs this season from Sunny Patel. And his last 3 scores have been 34, 40 not out, and 46. So he has done extremely well for the Somerset Cavaliers unit. And he joins Kennar Lewis, who himself is still out there. He hasn't been hitting the ball as much thanks to some good overs in, but still, the big figure of Kennar Lewis still there on strike.
Yeah, and that psychological pressure he puts on a fielding team, Matt. So good fight back here from Stephen Wigg and Darren Davis and Bhaskar Yadram. His first over didn't go too well, 16 off his first. And the big question we're asking, who will join the Philadelphians on that plane to go to Texas? The big question is, we'll answer that in probably an hour and a half. That's enough. That's good enough time. Or we may not have all the answers then, but at least our win predictor will kind of put us in a neighborhood in which we can say whether it's Stallions going or Somerset Cavaliers going, or will this go to a super over in which we'll have to wait until the last ball is bowled here at Glenville. Here is Yadram. And straight away, Kennar Lewis goes big again, but we'll only get one, no elevation. And the ball goes into the region of Saimu Kamala. And things are on the way here again. 79 for 2. Sunny Patel, you made mention how good Sunny Patel has been with the bat, Matt. He's the right-arm wrist spinner for this team and has really come into his own and provided very good productive runs in the middle. And he's really been such a big find here for the New Jersey Somerset Cavaliers. We know he's a fine leg spinner, but boy, has he brought up a lot of runs with his bat.
Yeah, and again, something very unexpected, really, when you look at Sunny Patel, was always going to be that batting prowess and how good he's been with the bat.
And I'll tell you what, when Sunny Patel comes back into strike match, I'll show you something that I've always noticed, that when he gets ready to bat, you look at his back foot, that's the right foot, and you'll see that pad is turned pretty much to the wicket keeper. And I'm always wondering why he keeps his pad like that. We'll take a look when he comes into bat. You look at Kennar Lewis' pad, and his pad is facing gully. He's facing the offside. But we'll take a look when Sunny Patel comes in. You'll see where his pad faces the keeper. This one into the onside. I'm happy that he gets a single for us to take a look here at Sunny Patel. Now you look at the right pad. It's facing the keeper, and I've always wondered why. I've always wondered why that back leg is turned so much, or the pad is being shifted to almost a keeper position. Take a look.
Yeah, yeah, there it is.
Well, he's not using that pad. I'll tell you what. He doesn't play with his right foot front. He plays with the left foot front. Here is Bhaskar Yadram. Oh, that's a good one. Climbed on Sunny Patel. Surprised him. And the ball goes through to Bravish Shetty.
Very interesting observation as well.
Mm.
And even when you look at the pads themselves, maybe it could just be me, but they don't maybe look like your traditional pads. You look at Kennar Lewis's and look at Sunny Patel's, maybe a bit wider. But I'll tell you, Sunny Patel doesn't seem to be holding him back at all.
Well, that's the way cricketers are, very meticulous about their gear that they use, how they wear it. And a lot of time, Matt, you go to the park and you'll see a cricketer with a beat up bat, a beat up pad, and you know, oh, what is that? From Bhaskar Yadram. Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness.
Goes into the offside and it's called a dead ball.
How has that happened? Bhaskar Yadram, I mean, clearly not the intended plan, that's for sure. That might just be one of the most astonishing things I've seen.
Now the question is, if Sonny, we'll take a look at that. Look, he balls to cover. He balls to cover, and I'm wondering, could Sonny Patel have run to cover and play that shot?
Well, maybe if we gave Usain Bolt a cricket bat.
You wait for one of those.
It's possible, yep.
So Bhaskar Yadram, speaking of a very good over, this over's only gone for three singles in this over, so they've really pulled things back. We'll come into both to Sonny Patel with pad facing the keeper. Oh, lofted, a chance for someone to take this card. Fielder comes around, Jesse Singh. He falls out of his range. But a very good over from Bhaskar Yadram.
Well, Bhaskar Yadram was able to get the ball out of his hands this time, and the ball off the bat actually went in quite a similar direction than the one before. So they get a couple of runs there, do the Cavaliers and the Sonny Patel. But particularly regarding Sonny Patel, that has really caught my attention, has been his batting against spin. We saw him hit 3 sixes in an over against Apurva Maheshram yesterday, and his spin, the spinners have had a really difficult time bowling to Sonny Patel. Yadram has done well. The pace seems to be a bit of a struggle for him, but certainly when the spinners come on, they've still got overs from Darren Davis and Mailavarapu that Sonny Patel could be licking his chops to get a piece of, as we see Yadram straight down the leg side, another wide.
Yeah, extras has now gone up to 14. That has not really helped this Stallions team out. And the big question is, who will join the Philadelphians in Texas next week? That's the big one. That's the big question. Somerset Cavaliers, they're off to a fine start. They're batting at 85 for 2. We've seen the loss of Marshall. We've seen the loss of Gajanan Singh. But the imposing figure of Kenar Lewis and the informed Sonny Patel out in the middle is going to be a bit of sleepless bit of time here for the New Jersey Somerset Cavaliers. They will want to see the back of both of these men. Ball eased into the offside, so that's the end of the 10th over. This is a 14 over side game, and after 10 is 85, in fact 86 for 2.
वक्त आ गया है लक्ष्मी बासमती राइस को घर लाने का। लक्ष्मी एक्स्ट्रा लॉन्ग बासमती राइस, इसका हर दाना हो इतना लंबा, पकते हुए महके और प्लेट पे क्या खूब खिले।
हाँ, मेरे घर लाने का।
There you go.
86 for 2 after 10 overs. And because of the bit of weather, that is not the halfway stage of this game. We're well past that, actually. 14 overs aside instead of 20.
And Matt, are you surprised that there's cricket in New York? There's cricket upstate at Glenville when the entire eastern seaboard seems to be affected by another tropical storm?
I certainly am. The fact that we've been able to get cricket here has been quite astonishing, given the weather that we're seeing in the Bronx, in Brooklyn, in Manhattan. Down the ground from Sonny Patel. Straight into the hands, though, of Dominic Rickey. And I mentioned how good he's been against spin, looking to go after Darren Davis. But Darren Davis is not just any spinner. He's very experienced and is a clinical wicket taker. Comes into the attack and gets a huge wicket.
Matthews picks up his second wicket. Look at this one. Sonny Patel, that's a man in form. But you look at that shot, he had to stretch a bit. And look at this. One of the better catches, or the better catchers here for the Stallions. Dominic Rickey, easy as you like. And the third wicket goes down 86 for 3. Adilbati.
So 86 for 3, the New Jersey Somerset Cavaliers. Adilbati walks out to the middle after the departure of Sonny Patel, who was wasting very little time in going after Darren Davis, but pays the ultimate price. And in walks Adilbati. 86 for 3, 10.1 overs bowled, and the New Jersey Stallions, they've really pulled things back here, haven't they?
Yeah, we've seen a very good couple of wickets here from Darren Davis. And Matt, it might have been started by Stephen Wigg. No, that's very good fielding there from Monang Patel. Take the glove away from him, and he's still very safe wherever you put him. But that spell of good bowling might have, that phase of very good bowling may have been started by Stephen Wigg. Bhaskar Yadram in the last over, he was very good. And Darren Davis can keep him out of the game. Such a quality all-rounder is Darren Davis, Matt. When he doesn't feature among the wickets, he brings up runs. Very good asset to have.
Yeah, without a doubt, Stephen Wigg certainly would have started this chain reaction, really, of both wickets and of very tidy bowling. Back in the 8th over, the score was 72 without loss after 7. Stephen Wigg came in, first ball in that 8th over, got the wicket of Xavier Marshall. Since then, it's been really advantage Stallions, as we see another good over here from Darren Davis, one away from a wicket maiden.
And Matt, the fact is Kennard Lewis is still out in the middle, and you wouldn't have known or you wouldn't have noticed because of some tidy stuff. They've kept Kennard Lewis away from the strike. I mean, whenever he has come in to strike, he hasn't been able to get the elevation. A made wicket here for Darren Davis. What a quality over from this man. It comes to an end, and after 11, it's 86 to 3. Brilliant over from Darren Davis.
What a turnaround we're witnessing here from the New Jersey Stallions. The Somerset Cavaliers, 86 for 3 after 11, but it doesn't really tell the full story of this innings. They were 72 for none after 7, which means in the last 4 overs, they have been 14 for 3. That's just about 3 overs, 3 runs and over, and they've lost 3 wickets. So really good bowling, and they've gone back to the man that started it all, you feel. Stephen Wigg getting that wicket of Xavier Marshall, and since then it's been pressure on the NJSC, the New Jersey Somerset Cavaliers.
So Stephen Wigg in this final over, 6 for 1 in 2 here. This one in the air, chance. Oh, falls in no man's land in front of Sai Mukamala. And this is what has been the problem here for the New Jersey Somerset Cavaliers. Every time Kennard Lewis gets strike, Matt, he gets one. And the others haven't been able to really turn the strike over.
Yeah, he hasn't been able to have that same faith or same trust in his partners as he did with Xavier Marshall. Gajanan Singh fell for 2, Sunny Patel for 4, and Adil Bhatti has faced 5 deliveries yet to get off the mark. 17 deliveries remain. It looks as if the Stallions will keep 5 bowlers. Stephen Wigg into his final.
It's another good ball here from Stephen Wigg. The extra continues to pile on, but it doesn't matter. And the big Kennard Lewis comes back into strike. This could be a bye. And so Stephen Wigg continues to bowl extremely well, Matt. And you get the feeling that this Stallions lineup is fighting back, having lost the New Jersey Somerset Cavaliers, having lost their first wicket was 73 in the 8th over. And so, as you made mention, the last really gone for for just a few, and they've lost wickets in that spell. Oh, big shot here from Kennard Lewis. Has he got enough distance on this one? Darren Davis! He's put one down on the grass. But what an effort from Darren Davis.
Yeah, good effort from Darren Davis, but I know Darren Davis. We know Darren Davis both very well. He would have loved to take that catch. He'll be disappointed with that one, even though it was a difficult catch to take. Darren Davis, we know he's such a safe fielder. He'll want to take those.
So Adil Bhatti is yet to get off the mark. He's used up 6 balls, Matt. Not very unlike Adil Bhatti. Oh, he's slugs this one into the onside. And it looks like Mukamala has come up with a good catch. It's 89 for 4.
Really good take from Saiteja Mukamala. And Stephen Wigg, yet again amongst the wickets, looking to swing away as Adil Bhatti and picks out Mukamala, sliding in. Took a really good catch. Have another look at this. The youngster, Saiteja Mukamala. And this is what you want to see from your young players. Good work in the field. And Saiteja Mukamala showing off his fielding skills there. Another top fielder in the Stallions lineup. It's 89 for 4.
Yes, Matt. They lost their first wicket at 73. They lost the second wicket at 80, 87, and 90. So the Stallions can't keep them out of championship. They've been there twice in a couple of years. One in the conference final, one in the overall final. And Matt, not easy to push them out, the New Jersey Stallions.
Yeah, you can never really count out champion sides in the New Jersey Stallions. Although they've never really lifted the title. They've went to the final. They were runners-up in 2021 and would have gotten to the semis, the conference final against the Atlanta Fire last season. And here they are again, looking to go the distance.
So Yasser Mohammed comes to the middle. And it looks like the Stallions are having a conference, or maybe a little bit of drinks break, strategic timeout as they call it in T20 games. And Yasser Mohammed will join Kenar Lewis. And Matt, Kenar Lewis has batted true so far. The fact is they've really kept him away from striking. And whenever he's had the strike, he just hasn't been able to pick up that elevation to hit the ball out of the park. And so you've got to give the New Jersey Stallions so much credit for keeping Kenar Lewis relatively quiet.
And momentum, perhaps one of the most unexplained things in sports. Momentum can be such a strange thing at times. Kenar Lewis, doesn't matter who you are. We saw how fluent Kenar Lewis was. And because of nothing has changed. Kenar Lewis, in fact, you would feel the longer he's out there, the more he'll strike the ball. But again, momentum, wickets falling, the strike not really being on him too much. It has hindered his performances as of late. And with 14 deliveries remaining, he doesn't have a lot of time to regain it.
So Yasser Mohammed with 14 balls remaining. This is what's gone pretty well for Stephen Wigg. He comes into bowl to Yasser Mohammed. Punch into the offside. That's a good looking shot. Oh no, straight into the hands of Saiteja Mukamala. And all of a sudden Stephen Wigg, in identical fashion of his last wicket, is on a hat-trick.
I thought that was a really good shot from Yasser Mohammed, looking to just carve it up and over. But in the end, could not have picked out Mukamala any better. And you take a look at this. Good shot from Yasser Mohammed. First ball, carving it up and over. I know a shot very reminiscent of DJ Bravo, just to go on the back foot and hammer it over, but straight into the hands of Saiteja Mukamala.
And Matt, I'm looking at that field position, and Mukamala has taken the catch, but I don't think that there should have been a fielder there. I want to think that Mukamala just remained there from the last dismissal of Adil Bhatti. But he was in the right place at the right time.
And just like that, Stephen Wigg is on a hat-trick. Saiteja Mukamala is on a different kind of hat-trick in the field as Stephen Katwaru walks out to the middle in at number 7, a bit later than usual. But you could probably look at the Somerset Cavaliers and say they were going for their more informed batters, Sunny Patel, Adil Bhatti. Maybe they're more hard-hitting batters. But Stephen Katwaru, we know he can strike the ball quite cleanly as well, but not a lot of time for him to settle in as he likes to do.
So hat-trick ball. And Matt, it will be a perfect hat-trick if Saiteja Mukamala takes the next catch. Does it get even better than that if Mukamala takes the catch to dismiss this man? Here we go. Stephen Wigg. Ball eased into the offside. Is Mukamala around there? Not at all. Sachin Mailavarapu and Stephen Katwaru comes back for a couple of runs. And Matt, when we come back, we'll talk about that hat-trick that happened in Houston not too long ago with the same catcher, same bowler. I'll jog your memory on that. So 91 for 5, that's the latest score here at Glenville.
What got into you?
At Sunoco, we know how to fuel peak performance. Fuel your best.
Okay. In fact, I have it here.
So 91 for 5 on the board for the Cavaliers.
And Matt, I'm gonna jog your memory here. I was talking about a hat trick that happened that we were a part of at the Houston Open, in which we saw Najav Shah. Was it Najav Shah? Was able to get a hat trick, and all 3 catches was taken by Obos Pinar.
Yeah, I think it was the final, the semi-final, or something like that. Najaf Shah. I could have sworn it was Najaf Shah. I'm pretty sure it was. And then Obus Pinar taking 3 catches in a row.
So Jesse Singh comes back into the attack. Kenar Lewis on strike. Oh, plundered into the offside. No one there. And this time Mukamala will have to run and retrieve. Lovely shot from Kenar Lewis.
Yeah, given some width early on, and just judging by the field, not a great delivery from Jesse Singh, especially bowling to Kenar Lewis, who was looking for any bad ball to get himself back in rhythm. That could be the shot right there.
Yeah, very poor delivery from Jesse Singh. So much width, so short. Not to Kenar Lewis, in fact, not to anyone. And Kenar Lewis continues the fight. He's up to 45. He's really batted well. Here's Jesse Singh. Driven into the offside, running quickly is Kenar Lewis. Deron Davis, he's not going to be quick enough on this one. And they come back for a couple of runs. Productive shots in this over. The 13th over with 10 balls remaining from Kenar Lewis. He goes up to 47.
Yeah, 10 deliveries remaining. You'd probably back Kenar Lewis to put a few of those 10 out of the park. Nearing a half century as well, 47 of 35. The Cavaliers will still want to probably push for that 115 mark or so. If they can get 17 from the last 10, they could get even more if Kenar Lewis can strike a few big blows.
Oh, that's a big one from Kenar Lewis. And look at that. Dominic Rickey just has to retrieve. And Brian Kane comes up with the famous 6 signal. And that's a lovely shot. Kenar Lewis brings up his fine style.
Straight down the ground like a bullet. Kenar Lewis, huge, over the head of Dominic Rickey. And what a way to bring up a half century. 53 of 36 balls. 2 4s and 4 6s, Kenar Lewis. And he's had to really shift gears in this game quite a bit, has Kenar Lewis. But now, with 9 deliveries remaining and the innings winding down, the destruction could resume.
So ball tugged into the onside, and Matt, when you look at this over, he's gone for 13 so far. Not a good one here from Jesse Singh. Look at that. They come back for a couple of runs, so that's 14 off this over. And Jesse came in to bowl this over, Matt, going at 8.5 runs and over. So this has not been a very good bowling performance here from Jesse Singh.
Yeah, quite underwhelming from him. Has, always bowling in difficult times in the power play and towards the back end. But this game today probably hasn't been his best of days at all. 2.4 overs for 31. Still has the chance to close out. Has 2 shots here, probably at Kenar Lewis to get his wicket. And we'll see how Kenar Lewis can respond here. As for Stephen Katwaru, the message is simple. Run as quick as you can and just try to get Kenar Lewis back on strike.
Play and a miss. Shetty does well to keep the ball in play for a dot ball. So one of his best ball in this over, Matt. And over that has gone for 40 far. So big one here for Kenar Lewis. He has struck a 50. Stephen Ketwaru has picked up a couple of runs. And final ball coming up. 7 balls to be bowled. Jesse Singh will bowl one. And I want to think, Matt, maybe Bhaskar Yadram could bowl the final over. Not too sure if they'll trust the final over to Myla Varapu. I really don't think they'll bring a new bowler. Here is Jesse Singh, final ball. Oh, big strike from Kenar Lewis. And it goes into the region of the equipment of the ground. And that's another big hit from Kenar Lewis.
Huge hit from Kenar Lewis. In the slot and given the treatment. Look at that. Majestic swing of the bat from Kennard Lewis. And a huge strike as well. Pure muscle from Kennard Lewis. Closes out a really expensive over from Jesse Singh. 22 from it. It's 1-1-1 for 5 after 13.
वक्त आ गया है लक्ष्मी बासमती राइस को घर लाने का। लक्ष्मी एक्स्ट्रा लॉन्ग बासमती राइस, इसका हर दाना हो इतना लंबा, पकते हुए महके और प्लेट पे क्या खूब खिले।
हाँ, मेरे घर लाने का।
Cavaliers have got up to Nelson. 1-1-1 for 5.
Yeah, we are trying to get some information why this score at 1-1-1 is called the Nelson mat. But we're off Nelson, I think. Good shot here from Stephen Ketwaru, and he picks up a couple of runs. Couple more than Nelson. 113 on the board.
And now they'll push for 3. They were really looking for anything to get Kennard Lewis back on strike. And that overthrow, that fumble from Bravish Shetty, giving them the opportunity of a lifetime. So Katwaru really does his job. Gets 3 runs, gets Kennard Lewis back on strike.
So Bhaskar Yadram given the final over, Matt. And just coming back to Nelson, 1-1-1. We saw not too long ago it was 1-1-1 for 5. And Nelson, they tell us that it was the name of a general who loved cricket, Nelson. And he had one eye, one arm, and one leg. So 1-1-1. But they're saying that the one leg really needs to be verified. But for the time being, and that's how that terminology of 1-1-1 has been associated with the former French general who loved cricket, Nelson. Interesting.
Quite interesting indeed. Others say it was because of his naval victories as a general, in which he won. He would have won all of those battles. So 3 victories. So some very obviously no real way of knowing back then, such a long time ago, what the true reason was.
But look at this one, smashed into the onside. Fielder comes in. Stephen Wigg, in fact, Dominic Rickey. This man is a good catcher. He takes a good catch, and that's the end of Kennard Lewis. He falls to 61.
Dominic Rickey has been in play so much in this game. We saw that one missed field for 4, but other than that, Dominic Rickey has done really well. Taken catches, his second catch for him for the day, and we saw him pull off that big save to stop 6 runs. And here he is again to take the wicket, to help take the wicket of Kennard Lewis. He falls for 61. It's 114 for 5, as for 114 for 6 rather, as Junaid Nadir walks in the middle.
Yeah, Junaid Nadir, Matt, has been a useful player at the bottom of the order. 4 balls remaining. He's batting with Stephen Ketwaru, who's played for the West Indies junior side, played in a World Cup game. And we come down to the last 4 balls. This has been a very good over here from Bhaskar Yadram. He picks up his first wicket, and boy, the wicket of Kennard Lewis, such a big ticket.
Yeah, certainly. Almost carried his bat, Kennard Lewis. Lasted such a long time out in the middle. 4 deliveries remain. Really good delivery from Bhaskar Yadram. Well executed Yorker that to Junaid Nadir.
And Matt, just coming back to the big wicket of Kennard Lewis from Bhaskar Yadram, there are many indexes are out these days to tell how well a bowler bowls by the quality of wicket they pick up. What's the impact on Bhaskar Yadram versus Kennard Lewis?
A huge impact indeed to take the wicket of Kennard Lewis with 4 deliveries. Well, 4 deliveries remaining when he got out. You never know what Kennard Lewis could have done with those.
And very good bowling. Chance of a run out, and there we go. So I think Junaid Nadir knows that he's gone. And so run out, dot ball. The 7 wicket goes down, 114 for 7.
Yeah, looking to pinch a run there, get Katwaru back on strike. Doesn't work out. So Junaid Nadir falls very cheaply. Another really good Yorker from Yadram. And Bravish Shetty calmly just underarms it onto the stumps. And it's 1-14 for 7.
Yeah, things has not gone well here for the Somerset Cavaliers towards the end. And it looks a very confused Junaid Nadir. He realizing that he needed to put bat on ball. Ball was seemingly in the glove of Shetty all the time. And so we'll have to wait and see who comes to the middle. But they're beginning to fall apart here. The New Jersey Somerset Cavaliers. They're batting a 73 without loss. A new man comes to the middle. Abir Chippa. It could be Abir Chippa who's come into the side, Matt. What do you know of Chippa?
He's a world traveller, I'll tell you that, Abir Chippa. In the 3 years of minor league cricket, the first year I believe he was with the Seattle Thunderbolts.
West Coast.
The second year he was with the Chicago Blasters, I believe, last year.
Central.
And here he is now with the New Jersey Somerset Cavaliers.
East. So next year we need to send him to South.
Yeah,
we'll send him to Florida next year, Chippa. But
get ready, Atlanta, Morrisville, Florida. We've got a man for you.
We got a man for you, Chippa. See if you like him. Couple of balls remaining, and let's see if you like this man to come. Here is Bhaskar Yadram. Oh, into the onside. You're gonna love this man. He's picked up runs here. But alas, it comes to an end, and final ball coming up, Stephen Ketwaru on strike. And I made mention, Matt, that Stephen Ketwaru has played in a World Cup, West Indies Junior World Cup. He would have played on the same side as guys like Sunil Ambrose, Craig Brathwaite, who's played for the West Indies. I think Jason Holder was on that team. John Campbell out of Jamaica. So he's played in good company. All these guys went on to play international cricket, of course. I think Sunil Narain was on that trip. He was a keeper on that tour in 2012. So the man has been around Caribbean cricket. He's played for the West Indies at the junior level. And he faced the final ball. Here's Bhaskar Yadram. Final ball. This over's really gone well. Now look at that. He's all waiting. That's a good looking execution from Stephen Ketwaru. He brings it up in fine style. The over comes to a close. It's 119 for 7. What a shot from Stephen Ketwaru.
My goodness, Stephen. Got into position very early. And Bhaskar Yadram, you feel the advantage was to the bowler. Seeing that movement, you have every delivery in the book to go for. And Bhaskar Yadram has gone with a low full toss right where Ketwaru was wanting it to go. So very good execution from Ketwaru, not so much from Bhaskar Yadram. And a boundary to end, an eventful boundary to end off for the Somerset Cavaliers.
We'll take a look there. Kinnar Kevon Lewis, 61 or 40 balls. Xavier Marshall gave them a very fine start. But look what happens next. Gajanan Singh, Sunny Patel, Adil Bhatti, Yasir Mohammed. Junaid Nadir never came up with any good score. It looks like 4 numbers matter. And in the end, it's 119 for 7. We'll take a look at the bowling card.
Yeah, Stephen Wigg dominating that bowling card. 3 for 10 from 3 overs with 3-3-3 economy rate. Lots of threes for him today. 2 wickets as well from Deron Davis, including a wicket maiden. Jesse Singh was a tad expensive. Bhaskar Yadram, a bit on the expensive side. But given his first over went for 16, he came back really well.
So there you have it, folks. 120 will be needed from the next 14 overs. We'll take a short break and enjoy some highlights. So we want to welcome you back. 120 is the target, Matt. From 14 overs, required rate 8.5 runs and over. You figure on the eastern side, 8.5 runs and over, gotta be a very, very good asking rate.
Yeah, good asking rate for the fielding side. That is, the Somerset Cavaliers will be quite happy with the score they've ended with what the Stallions will have to chase, but probably feel they could have gotten 10, 15, maybe even 20 more had they not lost so many wickets in the middle.
So Bravish Shetty and Dominic Rickey comes to the middle. No surprise there at all, Matt?
Yeah, these have been the two that have opened the batting quite a bit for the New Jersey Stallions. Bravish Shetty and Dominic Rickey. Bravish Shetty, the replacement for Cameron Delport, who started the season for the Stallions.
And what we saw during the course of this Stallion season, we saw a couple of experimentation at the top of the order with the likes of Saiteja Mukamala, Monang Patel, Cameron Delport, as you made mention, Matt. So essentially, they have used 5 openers during the course of this 2023 minor league season, as Najaf Shah will start the attack.
Yeah, we've seen Monank, we've seen Shetty, we've seen Delport. All Dominic Rickey has been a stable man. Haven't seen much of Saiteja Mukamala opening the batting this year, although we have seen him open the batting in previous years and do quite well. But they've looked to keep that top order as stable as possible.
So Najaf Shah, that's a good start from Bravish Shetty. Picks up his first run and things are on the way here for the Stallions. Bearing in mind they have won the toss, they elected to chase. And chase they have.
Yeah, they've got quite a chase on here. Remember, knockout cricket here at the Glenville Cricket Complex. 120 to win from 83 deliveries. The experienced, tall Najaf Shah. 119 rather needed.
And Matt, we saw in the earlier part of the season, Najaf Shah didn't really play. He was on present at some of the games at Somerset County. But because he would want to think of the absence of Saad bin Zafar, this is another good delivery here from Najaf Shah. Good bounce, good carry. And the first leg by comes in. But just coming back to Najaf Shah, we saw him in the earlier part of the season. We saw him at Somerset County on several occasions. But he didn't factor in much, in fact, at all. And I had allowed Saad bin Zafar to be the leader of the pack. But Saad bin Zafar has now gone off to represent Canada in Bermuda. And in comes another experienced campaigner, Najaf Shah. Taking on the pad, umpire Brian Kane walks away to his left. And Matt, a lot of time when you see cricket and there's an appeal to the umpire, once the umpire starts to move to either side of the pitch, nothing is happening.
Yeah, always a sign that you're not going to see that finger going up.
But if they stand still for a while, you're onto something. So we've seen a very good start here from Najaf Shah, who has played briefly at the international level. We saw another Pakistani fast bowler a couple of weeks ago who would have played at the international level, who plies his trade in the New York area. A ball pulled into the onside from Shetty. Will only pick up a single. Ball going into the region of, it appears to be Gajanan Singh, and so 3 runs on the board so far. There's another player who's played briefly at the international level, Matt, out of Pakistan, that we have seen in New York from time to time, Mohammed Khalil. Another Pakistani fast bowler who's played at the international level, and it reminds me so much of Najaf Shah because they're both left and they've played briefly at the international level. Sometimes I tend to mix their ODI and test matches up when I kind of refer to them. Down the leg side, has Stephen Katwaru gotten glove to this one? He may have. And now they'll come back for it. Could be a 3 wides here. We'll wait and see. Or whether or not Dominic Ricky would have gotten bad on that one. Umpire not in the frame. Brian Kane. It might have been a couple of runs.
Yeah, they'll need a quick start here. Well, the Stallions, they'll look to get a start that Xavier Marshall and Kennar Lewis got off to. Couple of leg buys. Some things never change. We saw a lot of leg buys conceded from the Stallions, and now the opposite. In fact, not the opposite. The same thing happening on the opposite side.
So ball driven into the onside by Dominic Ricky. Will only pick up 1. Ball goes into the region of Junaid Nadir. So the first over comes to a close. It's 6 for no loss.
Took that last corner pretty quick.
Sir, I need one hand on the roof, one hand on the pump.
Timeout for Sunoco Go Rewards.
Keep pumping.
With new Sunoco Go rewards, when you fuel, you save because rewards come first.
So a good start here from Najaf Sharmat. He's defending 8.5 runs and over. And he's bowled an over that has only gone for 6. So he's had a couple more units to play with. So Adel Bhatti comes into strike, 6 for no loss. Dominic Ricky was at an excellent season. And we made mention so many times, so difficult to really negotiate some of the conditions here in the eastern part. And Dominic Ricky has really come up with some very good scores. Adel Bhatti, the seamer, has been given the ball. And so they need 114 from 78 balls, asking 8.8 and over. So ball tugged into the onside. Easy single here for Dominic Ricky as the big imposing figure of Kennar Lewis runs in. Sends the return back to Stephen Ketwaru. Good to see Stephen Ketwaru, Matt. With the glove on, we saw Pranav Rao given a couple of runs, but it comes down to probably the experience of Stephen Ketwaru towards the end.
Yeah, that added experience of Ketwaru, both with the gloves and with the bat, probably giving him the nudge over Pranav Rao. Looking to pull again is Shetty. Can't make contact. So good start here from the Somerset Cavaliers with 9 and over required. You think the Stallions are aiming for maybe a boundary or 2 and over, and they haven't gotten that so far. 8 balls into the innings.
And Matt, their choice of batting last, they would have probably had to predict that this wicket is going to be a little bit more dusty. We saw so much dust on this track in the other games that we have been here for. Into the offside, and they'll pick up another run. Shetty seems to love playing on the carpet. He's more of a top player. How do you think he will fare in a situation in which they require 8.5, maybe 9 runs and over?
Well, one thing that you look at this New Jersey Stallions batting lineup and you'll notice there's a lot of similarities between pretty much the entire top 4. Dominic Ricky goes down the ground. He'll pick up some runs here. Does he have enough to go for 4? Looks like it does. So Dominic Ricky picks up a boundary. And I was just going to make the point that you notice there's a lot of similarities in terms of the way that the Stallions top order plays, as we see the shot from Dominic Ricky. Couple of steps down the track and pulling it away. Bravish Shetty, Dominic Ricky, Saiteja Mukamala, and Monang Patel, all really touch players that like to move the ball into the gaps, and really in a game in which they'll need maybe excess of 9 runs and over, you'll have to look at that top 4 and say to yourself, well, we'll need to kind of shift the game plan a little bit as they hustle through for a single here. Throw came in. Maybe quite a bit of an upset one from Yasser Mohammed. Couldn't get in quickly enough.
He pounded it into the ground.
He bowled a bouncer. he threw a bouncer back at the stumps to Adil Bhatti.
Yeah, Matt, but just coming back to that 4 top order that you're mentioning, I would want to set apart Dominic Ricky, who is more of the player to go up and over than the other 3.
Yeah, certainly. Dominic Ricky, we know he can really shift gears at any point. We'll get back to that. As the second over finishes, it's 13 without loss, the Stallions.
वक्त आ गया है लक्ष्मी बासमती राइस को घर लाने का। लक्ष्मी एक्स्ट्रा लॉन्ग बासमती राइस। इसका हर दाना हो इतना लंबा, पकते हुए महके और प्लेट पे क्या खूब खिले।
हाँ, मेरे घर लाने का।
So Najaf Shah, Matt, first over, gone for 3, can't complain. He returns.
Yeah, did really well in that first over. And bowling here to Dominic Ricky. 13 on the board. 9 runs and over, an even 9 required here at this point for the Stallions.
Ball eased into the offside. And Matt, let's come back to the discussion. So where do you find the batters here for the Stallions to get 8 and 9 runs and over?
Well, again, you look at the top 4 we mentioned, a lot of touch players there, but you singled out Dominic Ricky, and I agree with you in the sense that Dominic Ricky, probably the most attacking of the 4 that we've seen so far. And he's in really good form as well, so you can back him. I think they'd want Dominic Ricky to maybe be the aggressor. Really go out. We saw him hit a boundary already in the last over. Look to get a couple more shots like that in. Bravis Shetty, this one will run away fine. And Bravis Shetty could pick up a boundary of his own here. Not the most convincing shot, but down the leg side from Najaf Shah, always running the risk. Any faint tickle will get it away to the boundary.
Yeah, I think, in my opinion, I think this is a very good shot from Bravis Shetty. Ball going down the leg side. There are 2 things you can do with the ball going down the leg side, Matt. And in fact, yeah, 2 things you can do. Let it hit the pad and you know you can't be out like before. Or let it go through for a wide. And I'm always impressed with batsmen or batters who plays on a ball going down the leg side. Do something. If it passes you, if you miss, it'll probably be called a wide, but do attempt to play the ball. I think, how many times haven't we seen ball going down the leg side and batsmen looking to play shots, and they've come up with some very good shots. Into the offside. That's a good shot from Bravis Shetty, but look, that ring is a very solid one. Yasser Mohammed on that occasion. And so very, very good bowling here from Najaf Shah in this over so far. He's gone for 6, single here to Bravis Shetty, and brings Dominic Ricky back on strike. But 3 names I'll mention here, Matt, that could give them opportunity to score 8 and 9 runs and over. Darren Davis, Jesse Singh, and Stephen Wigg. He's have a very good season with the bat, Stephen Wigg.
Bhaskar Yadram as well. Can't leave him out of that list. And even Raymond Ramratan back into the side can do a little bit of everything. I'd probably like to see Darren Davis come in at number 4. Maybe get Mukamala in at 3. Maybe slide Darren Davis ahead of Monang Patel. Really just because, especially if Dominic Ricky falls early, because you'll need that quick runs. You can't allow that asking rate to get up really to around 10.5, 11, because on this surface, 9 runs and over is difficult enough as it is. So you've got to still try and keep it at around 9, 9.5. At least it's probably within reach. And I'd like to see maybe Darren Davis ahead of Monang Patel, just because we haven't seen the best of Monang Patel really at all throughout this competition. He's got a couple of starts in the last few games, but certainly averaging just 7 in this competition so far.
Yeah, Monang has really struggled, Matt. You're right on that. 28 and 22 are his most talked about score, if you can talk about that. But not a single here to Dominic Ricky. In fact, to Bravis Shetty, and brings Dominic Ricky back on strike. So they're off to a decent start. You don't expect them to go from 0 to 9 runs and over. It has to have a build-up. And so far, they're going at 7.4. And that build-up could happen with just a couple of big shots. So They haven't lost a wicket, 21 without loss. This is a championship team. They have gone a couple of times to the weekend playoff, the final competitions. And boy, they have done well in the last couple of years, good returns, and they come in here looking for another chance to go up to Texas this week. Ball driven into the offside, running quickly, looking for a couple of runs, and they come back for 2. So this over's gone for quite a few from Najab Shah. An over of 10 comes to a close, and after 3 is 23 without loss.
What's up, Doug? What got into you?
At Sunoco, we know how to fuel peak performance. Fuel your best. So the team from the Eastern Zone, Matt, will join the Philadelphians. How well has Philadelphians been this season?
Yeah, they have certainly been the team to beat from the East so far. Philadelphians getting a free pass over this first round, and they'll await one of these teams. The winner here will join the Philadelphians down south in Texas as we hit the next stage of the playoffs, the Super League. Junaid Nadir comes into the attack, and I recall right at the end of the first innings, you mentioned Bhaskar Yadram with his impact wicket of Kennar Lewis, and if there was an index to really show how impactful, never mind, cut away from Bravish Shetty, picks up a boundary. And I was going to say that this man with ball in hand, Junaid Nadir, has been all over both minor league and even in a bit of local cricket this season. Has gotten wickets, has gotten big wickets, as we see a lovely shot from Bravish Shetty. But commentators curse maybe striking on that occasion, given some width, and pouncing on it is Shetty.
Yeah, Matt, we have seen Junaid Nadir in a Labor Day tournament would have picked up 7 wickets in one game. Yeah, 6 wickets in one game in the Big 3 Labor Day tournament in New York, and you're right on that. And not only he's so impactful, Matt, is that when he's given the ball, there's always a wicket waiting in line for Junaid Nadir.
Yeah, and always a big wicket usually as well. He'll have to probably do the same here. Probably dislodge this opening partnership. Get a man like Dominic Rickey, who's at the other end. See him walking back to the shade. He'll do the Somerset Cavaliers a lot of good.
Well, in fact, Mad, Bravish Shetty has been better than Dominic Rickey for so far. We saw a lovely punch just a couple of balls ago. In fact, the first ball of this over. And he's a quality player, Bravish Shetty. He would enjoy. Oh, that's another lovely shot. Similar position, similar result. This one a lot more squarer in front of Sunny Patel. And look that, bang, bang in this over. A couple of 4s. This is a lovely shot again.
Yeah, width on off again. Very similar to the first ball. And a similar shot played from Shetty. So hasn't learned his lesson there, Junaid Nadir. And Bravish Shetty. Again, this is a man that would have had first-class experience in India. Bravish Shetty would have played for Mumbai in the Vijay Hazare Trophy, also in the Ranji Trophy some years ago. So he's got lots of experience, a lot of high-level cricket on his resume. This one punched again. And good bit of fielding there. We'll keep it to just. In fact, he'll get a couple of runs. Adil Bhatti couldn't get around quick enough. So 2 more to Bravish Shetty.
Yeah, this was gone pretty well for Bravish Shetty, Matt. You made the point. He's played first division cricket in India. And boy, with the competition and so many to choose from there, I wonder how good you are when you get up to that level and you play. Cut away. That's another lovely shot. Bravish Shetty has taken 3 4s off this over. And this has been a really good knock here from Bravish Shetty. He's on fire.
Yeah, and probably you mentioned these touch players that they'd probably like a quick outfield, which they've got here at Glenville, and they'll probably also like that bit of pace on the ball, which Junaid Nadir is providing, and he's maybe not really cramping him for room. He's giving him a lot of room here. All 3 boundaries, very similar shots, bit short, given some width, and he scored very heavily threw that offside, Bravish Shetty.
And they're going at over 9 runs and over. We were making the point, where do we find the batters to score at 9 runs and over? Well, it's happening right in front of your eyes, and that man is Bravish Shetty for the time being.
Yeah, Bravish Shetty has been the aggressor of the two so far. And again, getting an edge. This is 4 more. So again, just guiding it down to third is Bravish Shetty. Picks up another boundary. Have another look at this. Soft hands. And just does very well just to guide it down. And a big over comes to a close. 18 runs from it off of Junaid Nadir. No big wicket this time. Quite the opposite. It's 41 after 4. So look at the carnage that unfolded thanks to Bravish Shetty. This was the first one. Given some width on offer. First ball from Junaid Nadir. Hammered through the offside.
Yeah, this was ball number 3. A lot more square. Look at that. Off his toes and really punched it hard. No one can get it wrong. In that case, Sunny Patel. And then more runs to come, more finer this time. If there was probably a short third, he was nowhere in the picture when that ball flew past him. And so that was the third 4 in that over. And Bravish Shetty, very pugnacious so far. And then, of course, the final ball also went away for 4. So Abir Chippa has been given the ball. And he takes over from Najaf Sharmat. We've seen quick changes here from, or he might have taken over from Adil Bhatti. Yeah, Adil Bhatti, Junaid, Najaf Shah. So he starts with a wide and things are on the way here. 42 without loss.
Yeah, so Abir Chippa, a new addition to the Somerset Cavaliers, into the side straight away. No Corey McGo in this 11 today. So Abir Chippa, that spinner coming in. And that one, was that a misfield there? We'll have to wait and see. Yasin Mohammed had a lot of running to do. Able to get around quick enough, but a couple of runs to Dominic Rickey. So far, very minimal risk from the New Jersey Stallions, but yet they're still scoring at 10.5.
Yeah, man, they've really picked things up. We saw in the previous over, an over that went for 18, that accounted for 2 overs. Based on the required run rate. And Abir Chippa has given up 3 in just 1 legal ball. That's another quality ball. In fact, it's one of his best ball in that over. But we've seen a very fine knock from Bravish Shetty. And we made mention, Shetty has really been in good form in the last 3 or 4 games. He has really solidified that position that he belongs at the top of the order with Dominic Rickey. A quality ball, but he gets a single in very streaky fashion and brings Bravish Shetty onto strike. 45 for none. Oh, swept away into the onside. Could they be looking for a couple of runs? Junaid Nadir. Oh, the fielding. The fielding on this Cavaliers team has been sloppy.
Yeah, it's been a bit of a letdown so far from the Somerset Cavaliers. That's probably 2 in the over now that we've seen. We saw how good the Stallions were in the field, aside from really the misfield from Dominic Rickey that went for 4 and a difficult drop chance from Deron Davis. Other than that, they were sharp in the field with the Stallions. Quite the opposite here so far from the Somerset Cavaliers.
So we've seen a very good start here from the Stallions. Shetty out in the middle. He's the man on strike. Looking to go through. He's gone. So that's the end of Bravish Shetty. He's gone. Caught behind of the bowling of Abir Chippa. And the first wicket goes down 47 for 1.
So Abir Chipper comes into the attack and 5 deliveries in, gets the breakthrough. Looking to guide that down again was Shetty, but getting a faint tickle on its way through to Stephen Katwaru. So Chipper strikes, and it's 47 for 1. Much needed wicket for the Cavaliers. Shetty goes for 29.
So fine knock of 29 comes to a close here from Bravish Shetty. This one going down the leg side. He flicked away from the Jav Shah. This was the very first over of the game. Ahmad, I thought he batted well, extremely well, Bravish Shetty. But this one in this over was a gem to watch. A series of lofted shots over the offside. He peppered the offside quite a few times. And take another look at this one. Junaid Nadir was bowling too short, giving Shetty a lot of time and a lot of wit to work with. And this is another one, a more deflective shot, ran it towards the third man area. And this one, an even more delicate glance that also went in the third region. So what a knock we have seen from Shetty. And here we go, trying to tickle this ball towards the slip area. Stephen Katwaru, very safe. And in the end, the first wicket goes on.
So Monang Patel walks in at number 3. Final ball from Abir Chipper. Cut away right away off the mark is Monang Patel with a single up to Yasir Mohammed. Good over from Abir Chipper, going for 7 and getting the big wicket of Bravish Shetty. It's 48 for 1 after 5.
Whoever you are, on the field, the dream is what drives us. Gear up for your dreams. Shop now at dreamcricketstore.com.
So welcome back. 72 to win from 54 balls. Monang Patel, he's on 1. He's just come to the crease. Dominic Ricky has batted well for 14. We've seen the fall of Bravish Shetty. Sonny Patel, the leg spinner, comes into the attack. And so much to play for. This is the eliminator. The team that wins here will join the Philadelphians to go up to Texas from this region. And so 72 to win from 54 balls. It comes down to this last game that will decide one of 2 teams to go through. Big appeal from Sonny Patel. He's asking again. Not out, says umpire Deepak Kate. And good start here from Sonny Patel.
Yeah, Sonny Patel, final rounder, has been a good pickup this year for the Somerset Cavaliers. First time in the minor league, and has really made an impact for the Cavaliers franchise.
Yeah, Matt, I have seen Sonny Patel before in this region, in the New York area. Saw him one year, big appeal again. Umpire Deepak Kate not interested. But I've seen Sonny Patel, and you recall I was always asking, where is this man? Sonny Patel. I saw him in 2018 in a tournament called Green Line in New York, and he was so impressive. And I'll tell you another name I saw in that particular tournament, as Monang will come back for a couple of runs. A little bit of a slow fielding there from the Cavaliers. And the 50 comes up. The 50 comes up in the 6th over. So it comes off a couple of runs of the bat of Monang Patel, and New Jersey Stallions, they're up to 50 for 1.
Yeah, 50 up in the 6th over, halfway through the 6th over. So right on par at the moment, just over 9 runs and over, 8.3 the requirement. So fine start here from the Stallions, although they have lost Bravish Shetty, who got the bulk of that 50. 29 of 17, had a good strike rate as well.
Ball taken on the pad, could be leg by here. We'll wait and see. The signal from umpire Deepak Kate. In fact, leg by is the call. But just coming back to these 2 leg spinners that I saw in 2018 in New York. Sonny Patel, he was so impressive. In fact, played on the winning team. He would have, I think, that team 22 yards in the final, if my memory serves me right. And there's another leg spinner that really made his name in that mark. It was Sarabjit Singh Lada. There were two top leg spinner in that tournament in 2018. That's the first time I would have seen Sonny Patel, and boy, did he impress me then.
Down the ground from Dominic Ricky. Has he got enough? No, he hasn't. He's picked out probably the best fielder on the Cavaliers side, Yasir Mohammed. Quick legs, young legs, and very safe hands from Yasir Mohammed. Completes the catch. And a big wicket down there for the New Jersey Stallions. Dominic Ricky looking to get a move on. It was a very quiet over. They still need to find boundaries. Looking to go straight down the ground. An area he likes, Dominic Ricky, but didn't have enough. Yasir Mohammed takes the catch. And Sonny Patel with another big wicket.
Yeah, Sonny Patel in the final over. We'll talk about that when we come back. So the second wicket goes down is 51 for 2.
वक्त आ गया है लक्ष्मी बासमती राइस को घर लाने का। लक्ष्मी एक्स्ट्रा लॉन्ग बासमती राइस। इसका हर दाना हो इतना लंबा, पकते हुए महके और प्लेट पे क्या खूब खिले।
हाँ, मेरे घर लाने का।
So Darren Davis, Matt, you asked for Darren Davis, and you get Darren Davis.
Yeah, I wanted Darren Davis to walk in at number 4, really either ahead of Monang Patel or Saiteja Mukamala. They've sacrificed Mukamala from that top order to slot him in. I think a good move, especially again with Dominic Ricky and Bravis Shetty being dismissed, to more of the attacking players gone.
And you look what's happening on your screen. The fielder takes the batsman bat, and he's telling him how to bat or what this bat is used for. Now he hands it over respectfully to Monang Patel, and that's Sonny Patel. Would you allow your opposition to hold your bat and your blade and to fiddle around with it? And would you?
Well, I wouldn't.
Are they good friends?
Particularly Sonny Patel. I'm sure they are. I'm sure they are good friends off the field.
Look, franchise cricket has always been it's been filled with stories of friends and enemies on the field.
Certainly it is.
One day you're playing with them, and the other day you're playing against them.
Yeah, that's how it is a lot of the time.
So Gajanan Singh, the off spinner, comes into the bowling attack, and Matt Gajanan Singh has really produced some useful spells.
Yeah, Gajanan Singh has been quite a handy bowler, especially on these wickets this year. Has maybe played a bigger role with his bowling than his batting, which has been quite a bit underwhelming for Gajanan Singh's standards, but he's really contributed with the ball.
Wow.
Look at that. Look at that turn from Gajanan Singh.
Yeah, they get a lot of purchase, all these off spinner. And we were talking, Matt, off mic, that if as an off spinner or any spinner, you can't make an impact on these eastern pitches, Marsa and Glenville, well, you're not worth your salt. Lots of turn onto the ball, good rotation, good torque, purchase. That's some of the words they'll use when you want to say how spinners can really turn the ball. And what we have seen in particular to off spinners, and I want to think that Gajanan Singh has come in as an off spinner for this man here, Darren Davis. These days, so much about the matchups, off spinners coming against left-hander, but just coming back to Gajanan Singh, to the right-hander, he will have to start way outside off stump because of the turn that he gets. We've seen so many of the off spinners, Matani, Mahesh Ram, some of the off spinners, the balls with a lot of turn. What happens when they pitch here? Wide. Darren Davis on strike.
Yeah, Siddharth Matani really had a struggle with that. You see Gajanan Singh, that one pulled away straight and again down the leg side, really turning.
Marshall.
And getting a single.
Yeah, but you look at Gajanan Singh, and here's where Gajanan will have to make that adjustment. If he bowls a middle and that ball turns, that's a wide. he got to start outside off stump. Let's see. Yep. Now, that's the problem. When you bowl outside the off, oh, chance of a catch here. Yasir Mohammed takes another one. And it looks like Monang Patel will have to go.
Well, just a casual conversation about matchups, and a wicket has fallen. Monang Patel swinging away, looking for that slug sweep type of shot. And in the end, Yasir Mohammed, another bit of brilliance in the field from him. And how often do we see these catches now? You need to take catches like this in T20 cricket. That's basic training when it comes to fielding these days. And Yasir Mohammed does it right.
So the third wicket goes down, that of Monang Patel. And they still need 67 to win from 44 balls. Ramratan comes to the middle. I'm just coming back to Gajanan Singh. I was just about to make the point. The problem is when you bowl way outside off stump, you're giving the batter a chance to really see the ball and to be able to reach the ball. But as we saw from Monang Patel, he wasn't able to execute properly. And I'm not surprised that he's caught off inches away from the boundary. In fact, for a lot of the fielders, that would have probably gone for 6, but not Yasir Mohammed. We were just making the point. He's such a safe fielder. Young legs, good reflexes. He's played at the international level. And essentially, Monang Patel has struck the ball to the wrong man. Right shot, but to the wrong man.
Yeah, really. Yasir Mohammed, the best fielder on the team from the Cavaliers, at least I'm sure the opinions of a lot of people. Very always posted out on the boundary. Boundary rider is Yasir Mohammed, and it's because he can take catches like that.
So Ramratan comes to the middle. And Matt, I'm going to ask you a question. I'll put you on the spot here. Ramratan has been in and out of the side. How will that affect him when they need 9 runs and over?
Certainly, it's an interesting one here with Raymond Ramratan, because I said before, the list of names that can really give you 9, 10, 10 and a half and over. Raymond Ramratan can do a bit of everything. He can consolidate, he can score, which is probably a mix of what he'll have to do now. 3 wickets down. The entire top order pretty much is gone. Monang, Shetty, Ricky. And now Darren Davis and Raymond Ramratan will have to score at over 9.3, with the asking rate back up in favour of the Somerset Cavaliers. So Ramratan will have to try and balance that game out. But just because he's probably not been involved for maybe the last 2, 3, maybe even 4 games, it's could be a bit difficult. We'll have to wait and see.
So another good ball here from Gajanan Singh. Darren Davis will retain strikes. So 7 overs gone. 55 for 3. They need 65 to win from 42 balls.
Took that last corner pretty quick.
Sir, I need 1 hand on the roof, 1 hand on the pump.
Timeout for Sunoco Go Rewards.
Keep pumping.
With new Sunoco Go rewards, when you fuel, you save because rewards come first.
So Sonny Patel will continue. First of all, would have gone pretty well, Matt. Would have picked up the wicket of Dominic Ricky, the big wicket of Dominic Ricky, for only a couple of runs. And Matt, the season, this 2023 season of the New Jersey Stallions and the Cavaliers comes to these numbers. 65 to win, 42 balls remaining, 7 wickets in hand. Is between Stallions and Cavaliers.
Yeah, certainly a lot riding on the next 7 overs here between the 2 Jersey sides. Big swing and a miss from Darren Davis as we see Sonny back into the attack.
And you get the feeling, man, that Darren Davis could love the angle that Sonny Patel brings. He's bowling around the wicket.
Oh, straight back into the hands of Sonny Patel, and Darren Davis knows that he has really mistimed the shot. He's gone. It's 55 for 4.
Yeah, immediate disgust from Darren Davis because he knows this is a soft dismissal. Straight back into the hands of Sonny Patel, was looking for that pull and a juggle from Sonny Patel. But in the end, the best kind of juggle, when you pop it straight back up in the air over your head. Easy for it to complete the catch the second time. So said, so done from Sonny Patel, who gets a second wicket and the fourth wicket overall for the Stallions. Davis falls for 2. That's a huge one.
Yeah, Darren Davis has really provided a strong backbone to this middle order. Bhaskar Yadram walks out. And Matt, you get the feeling that the Stallions under pressure here to get 65 from 40 balls, with 4 of their batters back in the shade. And we made mention how in the last couple of years they've always gone up to playoff weekend, to Morrisville, and this year a chance to go up to Grand Prairie. But we'll have to wait and see. Still some cricket left. So Sonny Patel, impressive bowling figures, Matt. 8 balls. He's conceded 2, and he's picking up. He's picked up 2.
Yeah, Sonny Patel continuing these good bowling performances we've seen from him. Has had a really good tournament. Bhaskar Yadram, we haven't really seen him set the division on fire as yet for the New Jersey Stallions.
Matt, yes, you're right on that. In fact, both batters out in the middle, Ramratan and Bhaskar Yadram, we really haven't seen the best of them. We have known Ramratan to be a crisis player. How many times for Stallions we've seen him bring them through some tough period of play. Bhaskar Yadram, we haven't seen the best of him. They get 65 from 38 balls.
Really good here from Sonny Patel. Continuing to apply the pressure here on Yadram and Ray Ramratan. But yeah, Raymond Ramratan, a player that really does well under pressure. But this is a totally different kind of pressure. A lot of the times, Raymond Ramratan, he's good at rebuilding an innings when they're in trouble. This time, he'll have to do that plus score at 10.5 appeals, but not out, says Deepakati. It's 8 done, 56 for 4, the Stallions.
Whoever you are, on the field, the dream is what drives us. Gear up for your dreams. Shop now at dreamcricketstore.com.
So 64 to win from 36 balls, Matt. You look at this Stallions lineup we saw in 2021. They really relished and used the service of Rovman Powell, now West Indies captain. We saw last year Anthony Bramble would have been part of their side, Jonathan Carter at some point. But now it comes down, Paul Palmer was also batted their middle order. So it comes down to some local talent here in the form of Bhaskar Yadram and Ramratan. Chipper continues and starts with a wide.
Yeah, Abir Chipper would have gotten the wicket of Bravish Shetty, caught behind. Big shouts again, and the finger is raised from Brian Kane. Bhaskar Yadram doesn't look pleased, but he'll have to walk. Abir Chipper yet again with another big breakthrough. Yadram isn't happy at all, but celebrations all around for the Somerset Cavaliers. Take a look at this.
Yeah, it's difficult from our angle here.
and the angle of the camera really, the camera over the stump, so it's going to be difficult for us to tell, but which batter is pleased when given out leg before, especially when you're requiring 63 from 35. So Bhaskar Yadram is gone, and the Stallions in trouble here. They're batting a 57 for 5.
So the captain, Jesse Singh, walks out to the middle, still delaying the arrival of Saitija Mukamala. But maybe with 11 runs and over, you feel they're looking to go with power. And Jesse Singh is the one man that has certainly gotten them some cameos here and there. You mentioned Stephen Wigg earlier on. The next wicket will certainly be a decision. If it falls between Stephen Wigg or Saitija Mukamala, we'll have to wait and see at what stage of the game and what will be required then.
Chipper has bowled well, Matt. Chipper has picked up a couple of wickets. Picked up the big wicket of Shetty. He's sent back Bhaskar Yadram. And you get the feeling that Chipper has come in as a replacement, maybe for Saad bin Zafar. Similar bowling type, left arm, finger spinner. And he's really picked up a couple of important wickets in this game. A contest that comes down to 63 to win from 34 balls. Ball tugged into the onside. Jesse Singh will get off the mark. Hands the strike over to Ram Ratan, but in fact they come back for a couple of runs. So 2 runs off the bat of Jesse Singh, and Matt, you get the feeling that both Jesse Singh and Ram Ratan will be able to run quickly behind the sticks, as we saw here.
Yeah, 2 good runners out in the middle, Jesse Singh and Ram Ratan. They'll need to run well between the wickets too, even if the boundaries aren't flowing. 6 twos in and over is 12 after all. You can see that urgency pushing for 1, and they get a quick single there, does Jesse Singh.
And Matt, the basics of running, we all know, and you've heard it so many times. What's the key to come back for 2? What's the key to come back for 3?
Got to push the first one hard. And looked to be the case there from Jesse Singh. Peach of a ball from Chipper. Throw came in. Cavaliers are asking the question, but safely home. So it looks like another single then to Raymond Ramratan. Get Jesse Singh back on strike.
This has been a very good over here from Abir Chipper. He's given 5 in this over. Well within the boundaries of what is permitted for them. They're defending almost 11 runs and over, so this over's gone well below what is required. And by the way, he's picked up the wicket of Bhaskar Yadram, so essentially he's putting more pressure on the Stallions team, whose season is reflective of the numbers you see on the screen here. They need 59 from 31, and that's their season right there.
Yeah, and that asking rate is skyrocketing up. 11.6 and over. Given it was about 8.3 at a time where Dominic Rickey and Bravish Shetty were out in the middle. Looking to go big is Jesse Singh, getting an inside edge. And will pick up a single. So Chipper has bowled 2 solid overs here. Has gotten 2 wickets as well. 2 for 13 from him. It's 61 for 5. 62 for 5 after 9.
वक्त आ गया है लक्ष्मी बासमती राइस को घर लाने का। लक्ष्मी एक्स्ट्रा लॉन्ग बासमती राइस, इसका हर दाना हो इतना लंबा, पकते हुए महके और प्लेट पे क्या खूब खिले।
हाँ, मेरे घर लाने का।
So the over by over chart. The blue is done from the Somerset Cavaliers. The red of the New Jersey Stallions. 59 to win from 5 overs. They'll need some big buildings, and they'll need them soon. Will Jesse Singh, Raymond Ramratan, and the rest of the Stallions unit?
Yeah, Matt, when you look at Chipper, full toss and hammered into the onside, and Jesse Singh gets a gift. He accepts, and that's gone for 6.
That's what you need to do to bad deliveries like that at this stage. Not a great one at all from Sunny Patel. Full toss and hammered away from Jesse Singh. Look at that. And could that be the 6 that just builds momentum here for the Stallions?
Yeah, good strike from Jesse Singh. And so they need 52 from 29 balls. Oh, lovely shot again from Jesse Singh. This time to square leg in front of Kenar Lewis. And 10 in 2 balls from Jesse Singh. Regal striking.
Yeah, lovely shot from Jesse Singh. Straying down the leg side a bit from Sunny Patel, or maybe just too straight. Able to get on the sweep and get it away for 4.
Yeah, that's a lovely couple of shots from Jesse Singh. We were asking where that 10, 11 runs is going to come from. Well, it's come from 2 balls. And coming into this over, Sunny Patel, Matt, was bowling at 2 wickets for 3 runs. Can you imagine that? And a couple of quality stroke from Jesse Singh has seen 10 runs in this over so far in 3 balls. This has been a very good over here for the Stallions, but they'll need to continue to score like that. Cutaway can't score. Well, in fact, they will now score, and the ball has eluded the fielder. Might have been one of the young players, Matt. Maybe a substitute. Couple of runs here for Jesse Singh. And good batting from Jesse Singh so far.
Arya Garg, it is unable to really save what could have been really only a dot ball. In the end, a couple of runs. Can't afford that at this stage, the Somerset Cavaliers. But this has been a good over for the Stallions. Right away with that 6, you knew it was looking up to be a good one, and then the 4 made it even better. And now a couple of runs. Still 2 deliveries to go.
Shot.
Goes again. Jesse Singh clears the fence again. Another slug sweep and another 6. And Jesse Singh, the captain, leading from the front and is taking this game away from the Somerset Cavaliers. And he's pulling it back in towards reach for his side. Take a look at that.
Yeah, another lovely shot from Jesse Singh, and 18 off this over. Brings the equation down to 40 runs to win from 25 balls. We've seen a partnership of 23 between Ramratan and Jesse Singh, dominated by Jesse Singh. And Singh has gone up to 22 in just 9 balls. Good delivery, but into the offside. And they go through for 1. So what an over we have seen. Big strikes from Jesse Singh in this over. 10 gone. It's 81 for 5.
What's up, Doug? What got into you?
At Sunoco, we know how to fuel peak performance. Fuel your best.
So, Matt, what have we got on our hands here? An over of 19 from Jesse Singh. 39 to win from 24 balls. Anybody's game.
Yeah, even contest here, but you probably have to give Stallions a couple notches up in the win predictor with that over alone from Jesse Singh. Taking 19 from it. Big one from Sunny Patel. An expensive over, given he bowled so well up until that point. Albeit Chipper will have to probably get a tight over in to really kind of make up for that over conceded from Sunny Patel.
So Chipper 2 for 13 off 2. And will come into bowl to Jesse Singh. And Singh can't score on this ball. So good start here from Abir Chipper. And so we come down to 39 balls. In fact, 39 to win from 23 balls. And a play and a miss outside the off stump. But Jesse Singh is asking for a wide. Umpire Brian Kane says no. It's a free delivery. And so a couple of balls in this over for Abir Chipper. And so 39 to win from 24 balls. 39 to win from 24. Abir Chipper. And Jesse Singh, a play and a miss. Ball goes through to Stephen Ketwaru. Getting a little bit tense here for the Stallions. A good start to the 11th over here from Abir Chipper. Getting the ball to go across the right-hander of Jesse Singh. He's unable to score 3 times in this over. And again outside the off stump. And now the wide comes up from umpire Brian Kane. So this one will have to be rebowled. And here is Abir Chipper. Oh, Jesse Singh has struck this one. In the air, fielder takes the catch. And Jesse Singh falls, Matt. Well judged catch from it appears to be Sunny Patel. And Jesse Singh will have to go for 23.
Looking to clear the fence again is Jesse Singh. And the pressure from Abir Chipper. As we say in the Caribbean, pressure bus pipe. And Jesse Singh looking to go all the way. Picks out Sunny Patel. Really well judged catch. And Abir Chipper has turned up when needed. Got the wicket of Bravish Shetty right at the start of the innings to break that opening stand. Came back, got Bhaskar Yadram, and now has gotten Jesse Singh 3 crucial wickets at crucial times. Singh falls, it's 82 for 6.
Yeah, this is a big ticket of Jesse Singh. Mukamala comes to the middle. And we were talking about impact wickets, impact batters that you can get out, Matt. And you'll have to say Kinar Lewis was such a big impact player on the opposite side. But Jesse Singh, Abir Chipper has picked up a big one. And Mukamala comes in here with 38 to win from 20 balls. And not too many times Mukamala would have been in situations like this. He's a top order player, so most of the time he would have had time to really put up runs at the top of the order. He comes in here with runs on a deadline, and that is 38 to win from 20 balls. You'll have to get going quickly. So lofted into the offside, looking for a couple of runs. They'll settle for 1. And so what an over here we've seen from Chipper.
Yeah, brilliant here from Abir Chipper. 3 for 14 from him. And now Raymond Ramratan comes in to strike. Senior man. Has only faced 3 balls though, but he's been out there for some time.
And Matt, earlier on, we were talking about the reintroduction of possibly Chandrapal Hemraj into the side. Well, when we come back, I'll tell you about another player. 11 overs gone. It's 84 for 6.
वक्त आ गया है लक्ष्मी बासमती राइस को घर लाने का। लक्ष्मी एक्स्ट्रा लॉन्ग बासमती राइस। इसका हर दाना हो इतना लंबा, पकते हुए महके और प्लेट पे क्या खूब खिले।
हाँ, मेरे घर लाने का।
And so we welcome you back. 11 overs gone, 84 for 6, 36 to win from 18 balls. And so they're asking essentially about 12 runs and over. Ramratan and Mukamala out in the middle. Adil Bhatti comes back into the attack. And the seasons of New Jersey Stallions and New Jersey Somerset Cavaliers, the two New Jersey teams comes down to these numbers that you see on your card, especially the one that says 36 off 3 overs, as Adil Bati will come into bowl to Ram Ratan. And it all comes down to these final overs. Into the offside. Good looking shot from Raymond Ram Ratan. Very good stop from Xavier Marshall, Matt. But they pick up one. And that name I was talking about for Cavaliers, assuming that Chandrapal Hemraj joins them in Texas, if they make it to Texas, there's another name that is not on the field today, Karima Gore. And now that Abir Chipper has picked up wickets, where do you fit these men? That's a headache for the Cavaliers, not yours.
Yeah, so, yeah. Glad I'm not the one selecting the side for the Somerset Cavaliers.
Shot into the onside from Mukamala. Look at that. And the youngster has picked up a maximum. That's a lovely shot from Mukamala.
And is this the Saiteja Mukamala that they've been holding back throughout this innings? Look at that. Saiteja Mukamala, short delivery, pulled away. And a much-needed 6 that from Mukamala. 30 required from 29 required from 16 deliveries. 1 or 2 more hits like that, and the Stallions could be on their way.
And Matt, it's always important to get those big shots in the earlier part of the over. It kind of set the stage with 4 balls remaining. Who do you target? We've seen how good the spinners were. The fact is both Sonny Patel and Abir Chipper is done. Couple of runs here. Good running here from Ram Ratan and Mukamala. And Mukamala has picked up a couple of runs. 8 in this over. This has been a very good one here for the Stallions. But the 2 spinners are done. Who do Cavaliers turn to? Najaf Shah. Adil Bati has come back here. Junaid Nadir, he's gone for quite a few in his first over. Gajanan Singh is an option.
Yeah, they've got bowling options. We didn't see Yasir Mohammed today at all. We saw him yesterday pick up some wickets. Don't think they'll introduce another bowler here. This one straight back to Adil Bati. Tough call this, because Gajanan Singh did get a wicket. It's going to be all about, do they want to go with another spinner? Gajanan Singh, and always an option, but Najaf Shah, that experience of his, and Junaid Nadir with that wicket-taking ability, even though he didn't bowl quite well in his first over, you'd feel it's maybe a different stage of the game, but I won't be surprised if Najaf Shah gets the 13th.
And Matt, they came into this over looking for 12. They've got 9. They've got 2 balls remaining. I think they'll get over 12 runs and over here. Now look at that. Lofted into the offside. Fielder will come in. Drops in front of him. They're running quickly. Ram Ratan is interested in 2. No, says Mukamala. And so they've gotten 10 in this over with 1 final ball. They've got to push to pick up 2 or 3 more runs on this ball to stay on top. Ram Ratan is on strike. Has gone for 10 from Adil Bati. What do you think?
Yeah, we'll see here. Ram Ratan has not faced a lot of deliveries, even though he's been out there for some bit of time. And they'll get this away. They'll push probably straight to Kenna Lewis. We're limited to just a single. Still not a bad over from the Stallions' perspective. 11 from it, but it leaves 25 to get from the last 2. 12 and a half and over. It's 95 for 6 after 12.
Took that last corner pretty quick.
Sir, I need 1 hand on the roof, 1 hand on the pump.
Timeout for Sunoco Go Rewards.
Keep pumping.
With new Sunoco Go rewards, when you fuel, you save, because rewards come first.
So 95 for 6.
Now,
So 95 for 6, Matt. We come down to the last come down to the last 2 overs. And so they need 25 off 2 overs. 95 for 6. It looks like Najaf Shah will be the man to bowl the 13th, the second to last over. And Ramratan and Mukamala out in the middle.
Yeah, the experience of Najaf Shah coming into play here. I was expecting him to get the 19th, and we'll see what he can do with it here, bowling to Raymond Ramratan, 25 to win. Play and a miss.
Starts well, so 11 balls to get to 25. 24, we'll put it in a super over. Have we seen any super over tonight? Yeah, the nod of a head from Mato. Tells me he hasn't seen one and he's looking forward for one. Are you? So
always a good thing from a commentary / spectator point of view, but never for the players.
So we've seen a dot ball here to start. Good one here from Najaf Shah. Every ball will count, and especially those balls that go for a dot ball. Into the offside, no elevation, flat along the ground. Adil Bhatti does well. Chance of a run out. Yes, I think Mukamala is gone. So run out 1. Run out 1. So Mukamala has to go. And it's 96 for 7. 96 for 7. We'll take a look at this one. Ball into the offside. And Matt, can't blame the batters at this stage. You've got to look for runs. We saw a very good stop from Adil Bhatti, but more importantly, a very good throw. Look at this one. Straight into the hands of Najaf Shah, and the rest is history. So Mukamala found wanting. And the 7 wicket goes down, 96 for 7. Just call their numbers.
So Wigg walks out to the middle. Stephen Wigg, 24 needed from 10 deliveries. We saw the run out 1. Take out Saiteja Mukamala.
So Ramratan into the offside. Has he found the boundary? Yes, in front of Kenar Lewis. That's Ramratan on strike. And so we pardon the scoring there. Ramratan is still out in the middle. It was Mukamala who got run out. And that brings up the 100. Brings up the 100 in fine style. Lovely flow of the bat here from Ramratan. And the 100 comes up. 100 for 7 on the board, Matt. And so what? They need 19 from the next 9 balls. We'll confirm the scoring on once they come up to that.
20 from 9. Pulled away from Raymond Ramratan. And they'll get a single.
Now the 100 comes up. So now the 100 comes up. So Matt, I would want to think it's 101 for 7 during the course of that run out for Mukamala. Mukamala was run out coming for a second, so we'll have to make that adjustment. But for the time being, it's 18 to win. In fact, 19 to win this match from 8 balls. Yeah, they're chasing 120. Big swing and a miss here from Stephen Wigg.
$19 from 7. I'm trying to correct that score. It's 19 needed from 7. Stephen Wigg, the man on strike. Big ball coming up here from Najaf Shah. Stephen Wigg will probably have to get this one away to the boundary. Not probably, he'll have to get it away. A 4 will give it 15, a 6 will give it 13. For someone, we'll see who that mystery someone is to defend. Wig inside out. Has he found the boundary? Fielder running around, won't get there. So 4 to Stephen Wig. And Najaf Shah, hands on hips, isn't happy at all. A much needed boundary that. Stephen Wig with a 4, but not a best bit of fielding there at all.
Yeah, it might have been. Is it Adel Bati? Might have been Adel Bati. Anyhow, that over comes to a close and we come down to the final over. And Matt, what is needed in this final over?
15 will be needed from the last over. Who will bowl it? Looks... Well, no. Gajanan Singh, 1 over, 1 for 4.
Could be Adel Bati.
Junaid, 1 for 18. Adel Bati, 2 for 18. You've got experience in Adel Bati. You've got wickets in Junaid Nadir. And it looks to be Adel Bati who will be tasked with bowling to defend 15.
So we come down to the final over. And Adel Bati has been thrown the ball, Matt. And so the season of Cavaliers and Stallions hinges on 3 players out in the middle. Adel Bati, Raymond Ramratan, Stephen Wig. Any more players in this over?
The other 10 fielders on the Cavaliers could have a say. In the air from Ramratan, and one of those fielders could be in play. Does he have enough? Yasir Mohammed.
Might have gone for 6. So Deepak Kate comes up with the signal. And look at that. Big over here started by Raymond Ramratan. And it comes down. A big strike from Raymond Ramratan. 6 runs off that ball, man. What a shot here from Ramratan.
Yeah, good shot from Ramratan. Challenged Yasir Mohammed. And just over the head of Yasir. So 9 more to win then from 5. Adil Bati to Raymond Ramratan. That's the 6 that the Stallions needed.
Wow, the most important shot of probably the game comes off the bat of Raymond Ramratan, you'd think. And so 8 to win from 5 balls. Here is Adil Bati. He runs into ball to Ramratan. Ramratan eases into the offside. Stephen Wig runs quickly and it comes down to Sin in 4 balls.
Well, if you ask, that was the most important shot. If the Stallions win, it could be. Here's Stephen Wig on strike. We saw him strike a boundary already. Second delivery he faced to get them to this point where they are, to get them to need 15 in the last over.
Yeah, sometimes it's not fair on these bowlers. You brought me in here as a primary role to bowl fast, and now you're asking me to win games, but I'm here. Here is Adel Bati to Wig. Wig connects into the offside. Look at that! Into the hands of the fielder. He holds on. And we'll have to pick up the fielder, but Stephen Wig is gone. And more drama to this ending here. It could be Chipper. And for now, it doesn't matter. But it looks like Abir Chipper has come up with a very good catch. Stephen Wig.
Goes big, does Stephen Wig. Looking to clear the fence. And in the end, a really good take. That might actually be Walid Karamola. That might be the sub. We'll have to wait and see. Because Abir Chipper had got some tape on the back of his shirt. That might be Walid Karamola, who came up with a really important catch as a sub. 112 for 8. Wig departs. And Adil Bati with a huge wicket.
Yeah, it looks like new batter out in the middle. Arjun Vajela has come out in the middle here, man, with 7 runs needed in 3 balls. We saw so much momentum and hope when we saw the first 6 off the bat of Raymond Ramratan. We saw a single off the bat of Ramratan. Strike went over to Stephen Wig. And the fielder, as you may mention, could be Karamola. Took a well-judged catch. And now the drama continues here at Glenville. 7 to win in 3 balls. Arjun Vajela on strike. And the big question is, how do you get Raymond Ramratan, Matt, down 22 yards? Here we go. Adil Bhatti. Oh, play the miss, and they're going to scamper through for one. In the end, not a good try from Stephen Ketwaru. And goodness me, favor for New Jersey Stallion. Ramratan comes down.
Yeah, Ramratan comes down, but 7 now needed to win from 2 deliveries. This ball will probably have to go for a boundary just to ease those nerves. Super over?
Well, not really, Matt. This could go for 2, and then the final ball for 6, and then you've got 8. But I understand your point. It's got to go for a big shot to make it easier on the final ball. Raymond Ramratan, can he send Stallions to Texas? That's the big question. Here is Adil Bhatti to Ramratan. Oh, he gets good. Bat onto this one. Into the offside. Fielder comes around. Has Yasir Mohammed taken the catch? Yes, he has.
Yasir Mohammed, take a bow. Look at how pumped up he is. Saved probably his best catch for last. And you can see the celebrations for the Cavaliers, knowing that as long as this last ball is legal, they are on their way to Texas. Or at least as long as the ball doesn't go for 6 and take it to a super over. But Yasir Mohammed, brilliant speed and then the agility to dive for that one. Yasir Mohammed, they keep picking out the best fielder on the team, and he comes up with a brilliant catch.
Well, 1 of 3. We've seen him taking the wicket of, taking the catch of Ramratan. We saw him taking another catch for Dominic Ricky. We saw Monang Patel also falling to him, and so he's been really splendid, Matt. And there's not too many times when the player of the match is given to a fielder. I would want to think this player of the match, Yasir Mohammed, that's my pick.
Mr. Sachin Mailavarapu, your job is the simplest of them all, but also maybe the most difficult of them all for a number 11 batter. 6 to tie it. That is it. That is the only hope. Or unless Adil Bhatti can completely go off the radar here.
5 wides.
Surely not for the Somerset Cavaliers. As long as Adil Bhatti keeps that foot behind the line and keeps the ball within those wide marks, the Somerset Cavaliers, barring an incredible shot from Mailavarapu, are on their way to Texas. Sachin swung away. What has happened there? Has it gone away? Has he got enough for it? It's gone for 6. It is gone for 6. Sachin Mailavarapu has struck it all the way for 6, has done the impossible. Sachin, of all people, has given the Stallions exactly what they needed. And we've got a super over on our hands here, ladies and gentlemen. The Cavaliers can't believe it. What a shot. Given some width down the track, made the space, and carved over from Sachin Mailavarapu.
Now, we wouldn't be able to see the angle. It might have been a chance for a catch, judging from the from the body language of Adil Bhatti. But in the end, umpire Deepak Kate goes upstairs. And it comes down to 119 for both teams. And what will decide the team that goes to Texas? High drama here at Glenville. And during the course of our commentary, Matt, there was the phrase of super over mentioned. It has come to fruition. So don't go away, folks. A lot more cricket left in this one to decide these two teams. And out of 28 overs so far, we have not been able to find who's the winner of this match. 119 apiece. As a last ball 6 from Sachin Mailavarapu has given the Stallions a bit of hope in going to Texas. What a game we have seen. And this is the look at the scorecard. Bravish Shetty at the top of the order got 29. Batted extremely well. Jasdeep Singh on 23. But perhaps the most important shot of this match has to be off the bat of Sachin Mailavarapu. Not out on 6, off 1 ball. And he has created drama here at Glenville with this match tied on 119 apiece.
The Eastern Division saving probably their best game right towards the end of the competition. You've got to love playoff cricket here in the Minor League Cricket Championship. Goodness me, Sachin Mailavarapu and you look at the Philadelphians, that is what it's all about. 6 more balls, possibly from each side. We've got ourselves maybe two overs, give or take, of cricket left between the New Jersey Stallions and the Somerset Cavaliers.
And Matt, it looks like the Super Over will start with Cavaliers fielding, because they haven't exited the field. We haven't seen any sight of the Stallions out in a position or a readiness to field. So from all the indication, we're beginning to see like Stallions will bat first.
Yeah, the Super Over will always start with the side that was chasing batting first. It's kind of reversed. So the Cavaliers will stay on the field.
What a game we have had. We have seen some very good batting from Bravish Shetty, who got 29, Jesse Singh towards the end. But Matt, is this Sachin Maila-Varapu's most important strike in 3 years of minor league cricket?
I'll tell you what, Sachin Maila-Varapu, with all due respect, probably the last person on the Stallions lineup, literally the last man you would think to hit a match-winning 6. But remember last year, if you look at finals weekend last year, remember Silicon Valley and Seattle? That game came down to them, to Silicon Valley needing a 6 to win or a 6 to tie. And Kulvinder Singh almost pulled off the impossible had it not been for a good bit of fielding on the boundary. This time, Sachin Maila-Varapu goes just that extra mile and gets them all the way for 6.
What is your take on this last over by Adel Bhatti?
The first 6, I think, from Raymond Ramratan certainly put a bit of pressure on. I honestly think he came back pretty well. Limited Raymond Ramratan to just 1, got the wicket of Stephen Wigg. Then came the young Vajela playing a miss, although at this stage of playing a miss, you always know the batters are going to run through for a bye. Then got another wicket of Raymond Ramratan.
But before the wicket of Raymond Ramratan, let's put things into context. How brilliant was that catch from Yasir Mohammed? We talked about impactful from a batting and bowling standpoint. Do you see Yasir Mohammed copying a Player of the Match award? We don't know who will win the eventual match yet, but how good has this guy been?
Yasir Mohammed, he's been fantastic, hasn't he, in the field? We didn't really see him with the bat. We didn't really see him with the ball at all. But it's one thing always with all-rounders in T20 cricket. And that's why they're so important, particularly the ones that can field. Even if it's not your day with the bat, fine. We still want you with the ball. We still want you in the field. Even if 2 of the 3 don't work, you've still got the fielding. You've still got the batting. And at some point, all 3 of them, there will be a game where all 3 of them will come to the stage. Yasir Mohammed, we've seen him with the bat a few times. We didn't really see him a lot with the ball this season. We saw him yesterday pick up 3 wickets. But today, we didn't see him with the bat nor with the ball. This time, though, in the field, always shows up when needed for the Somerset Cavaliers.
And I would want to think Najaf Shah has really used them into the trafficking areas, puts him out on the deep, and boy, it seems like the batters were finding him too many times. 3 times?
It's always difficult when you strike it to the best fielder on the side and the ball just keeps following him. For the Somerset Cavaliers, if there's one man on the team you want the ball to follow, it's Yasir Mohammed.
So, folks, it looks like Darren Davis and Shetty has come to the middle. Where is Dominic Ricky? I would want to think Dominic Ricky is batting 1 down. He's one of three batters here, Matt, as you set up your scorecard. As we come into the final over to still determine the winner after 28 overs of cricket, we still can come up with which team will advance to the next stage. And so it all comes down to Darren Davis and Bravish Shetty for the Super Over charge for the Stallions. And we'll have to wait and see who will be given the ball. Who do you throw the ball to from this Cavaliers lineup? Do the captain get the ball? Do you bowl seam? Do you bowl spin? What do you do here if you were Cavaliers, Matt?
Lot of options here. I'd be inclined to probably go with Najaf Shah just for that experience. Quality bowler as well. Also a bit surprising that Bhaskar Yadram probably, maybe he'll be batting at number 3. But with 6 deliveries, they've got Darren Davis, they've got Bravish Shetty, maybe a bit of a surprising one, rather than a Bhaskar Yadram, and it is Najaf Shah as expected.
Matt, my take on Shetty, he's probably one of the more informed batters. So
yeah,
maybe on that regard, you want a batter who will touch the ball, who will make contact with the ball, and then anything happen. But I am pleased with Darren Davis coming out here. But yeah, you're right. Maybe Dominic Ricky, Bhaskar Yadram, even Jesse Singh. Well, we don't know who's coming at 3 yet. But here we go. Najaf Shah has been given the ball, and we'll come into ball to Shetty. And here is the super over. Here's the first ball of this super over. And a ball that is guided into the offside. So things are on the way here. Darren Davis. Oh, they have made a misfield. And might have been Garg, who allowed what should have been 1. And a couple of runs there to start off from the New Jersey Stallions. Things are on the way here. So Najaf Shah, Matt, gets the ball to bowl that important 6 ball. A good start here from the Stallions as Shetty still on strike. Oh, playing a miss. A lot of guile, a lot of experience. Those loopy short ball, they work well.
Yeah, we've seen them being used so much in limited over cricket now, T20s. And do you feel that the Somerset Cavaliers might just be a tad bit more comfortable bowling to Bravish Shetty than Darren Davis?
I would want to think so. And Darren Davis is only itching to go through. I'm surprised that they haven't tried to take a single, a buy off that ball that's just gone to the keeper. But Stephen Ketwaru, we know he's a quality keeper. But here is Shah, 3rd ball in the super over into Shetty. Shetty plays and misses. Not good here for Stallions.
Not good at all. Bravish Shetty just got to make contact with the ball. Just try and get Darren Davis back onto the other end. We see that form, that while that he was maybe back in the hot from the time he opened the batting to the super over now, maybe has gotten a little bit cold.
And Matt, we made the point during other commentary stint that Darren Davis, his batting has really moved up, literally from the batting order. He was a number 7 batsman, then he was a number 5, he was a number 4, he's opening batting now. And his game has really taken him to the top. This is a super over. We have seen 2 misses here from Bravish Shetty. We've seen good bowling from Najaf Shah. He runs in again. The left arm pacer into Shetty. Shetty plays into the onside. He connected well. Oh, he's gone a long way. And Gajanan Singh runs around a single. Darren Davis comes into strike. 3 on the board with 2 balls remaining.
Yeah, and probably the best case scenario just to get Darren Davis, even if it's for 2 balls. But this has been a really good over from Najaf Shah. Not a good one at all for the Stallions. Darren Davis, though, has 2 deliveries to really try and change things.
So Najaf Shah, it's a southpaw contest. The left arm seamer, fast bowler, call it what you may. And we'll come into bowl to the left-handed Darren Davis. He's had a very good season with the bat here for the Stallions. They need 2 good balls. They need 2 good strike on these 2 balls. Najaf Shah knows he wants to keep them to a minimum. He has bowled a very good over so far, Matt. He's only given up 3 in 2 balls. We've seen a couple of dot balls that Shetty couldn't get bat onto. And it comes down to ball number 5. Here is Najaf Shah to Darren Davis into the onside. Only a single. And the final ball comes up here off the bowling of Najaf Shah. 4 on the board.
Brilliant delivery. Good Yorker. Can't do much with a delivery like that. And in the end, it's just a single to get back on strike. Maybe a leg by in the end. But final delivery coming up from Najaf Shah. Bravish Shetty struggled a bit in this super over. Swung and missed 2 times. Can he hit a 6 here? realistically, with only 4 on the board, this has to go for 6.
Well, where is Myla Varapu when we need him? So the final ball. Here is Shetty on strike. Oh, he gets one, deflects it well, goes into the direction of Marshall. And Matt, at the end of their 1 over, is 5 for no loss.
Yeah, brilliant last over from Najaf. A brilliant super over, rather, from Najaf Shah. Only conceding 6. They get through for 2 of the final delivery there. So just 6 from the super over from the New Jersey Stallions. Quite underwhelming, it's fair to say. Darren Davis really only faced 1 delivery.
Matt, I really thought that a couple of dot balls that Shetty played would have really shortened their chances of getting beyond 6, maybe 10, 12 runs. You never know a boundary. Najaf Shah, you got to give him credit. He was able to prevent the boundary, which is so important when you're bowling in the super over. But we saw the over started off very, very well. Shetty picked up a couple of runs, but the next 2 balls was probably the damper of the super over.
Yeah, it certainly went downhill from there. Couple of swing and misses. Shetty could only get Darren Davis on strike, and even Darren Davis himself got a really good delivery and could only get a leg by.
So who do you send out here for Cavalier? Don't tell me Keenar Marshall, Keenar Lewis.
I think it's got to be. I think it's easily Keenar Lewis and Xavier Marshall.
I probably would send Keenar Lewis, maybe a Yasir Shah who can Yasir Mohammed, Sonny Patel, some options there, but I'm definitely inclined to see that Keenar Lewis will come out at the top of the order. Who do you throw the ball to? Stephen Wigg?
Definitely Stephen Wigg, I think has to be the man. Gotten wickets, has bowled really well, but we'll find out here.
Well, your other option, I don't think they will bowl spin unless look, this might be out of the box, but Myla Varapur has had such an amazing strike on that ball. 2 times lucky?
I don't know.
Jesse
could do anything here.
I wouldn't want to go in Jesse Singh's area. I think batters have found Jesse Singh a little bit easier than perhaps a Stephen Wigg. Jesse Singh, he has really come with a lot of change up in his bowling in the last few years, but with just 6 to defend or 7 to defend, I agree with you. Probably Stephen Wigg could be the man if he runs into Keenar Lewis. So the boys are back out here, Matt. It looks like Bhaskar Yadram. Is it? Is he going to mark his bowling mark? I don't see him with a hat on, so he's come prepared. So we're looking for that man who will be given the ball. And we made the point I wouldn't want to see Jesse Singh bowling this one because he could go for a few. There's not a lot to defend. They're here to defend 7. Stephen Wiggs seems to be warming up. And it all comes down to this next 6 balls here for the Stallions, Matt.
Looks like Stephen Wigg. He's given his cap to the umpire. And ironically, Stephen Wigg is on the complete opposite end of where the conference is happening.
Well, they're watching earnestly, see who's coming out. And I can't see Keenar Lewis not coming out here. If he doesn't come out here, then I don't know anything, Matt. But we're still waiting in a bit of suspense here as to who will come out. Yeah, Keenar Lewis, Gajanan Singh. Where was he? We totally missed him all along. So it's Gajanan Singh, the left-hander. Good option. And Brian Kane, Matt, walks quickly to the middle. And it comes down to Cavaliers and Stallions slugging it out at Glenville for that one final spot and a trip to Houston, Texas, and then maybe on to Dallas, Texas, if they get it right.
So it'll be Keenar Lewis headed to the striker's end, and knowing Keenar Lewis, with only 7 to win, Keenar Lewis can probably put this game to bed in 1 strike.
Yeah,
not enough runs on the board there at all. Stephen Wigg will have to really bowl a magical 6 there.
Yeah, he can still pick up a couple of wickets. Catching will have to be good. Who are the big catchers of this team? Dominic Ricky, Raymond Ramerton, Saimu Kamala. Deron Davis, Jesse Singh. They'll have to be guarding those boundaries, Matt. And so Keenar Lewis, we saw him getting a very good knock in the regular game for the Innova game. He got 61. But it all comes down to what happens in the next set of balls here from Stephen Wigg.
Big moment here. Stephen Wigg to Keenar Lewis. 7 to win. Big overhead. Could be less than if Stephen Wigg can get a couple wickets or if Keenar Lewis can strike a big one.
So here we go. Stephen Wigg to Keenar Lewis. Onto the pads. They're going to scamper no matter what. Gajanan Singh comes in to strike. Not a bad first ball.
Yeah, you can see Keenar Lewis looking to end it in a hurry. Getting an inside edge onto the pad. Gets Gajanan Singh back. Gets Gajanan Singh on strike then. So 6 from 5 then needed. Gajanan Singh facing up to Stephen Wigg.
And Matt, we made the point that league cricket in New York, New Jersey, the greater area has been cancelled for today and even tomorrow. And we were surprised that there were games at Glenville. And so here we go to the last 5 balls, 6 runs to get. And Stephen Wigg will come into bowl to U.S. international player Gajanan Singh. They need 6 more to win from 5 balls. So the camera pans around this big, expansive field. You like Glenville, don't you?
Very picturesque with the mountains, the forest, and everything. Always a bit tough to find sometimes driving up, but once you get there.
Yeah, it's...
And I'll tell you what, the camera view does not do justice at all. Those mountains are a lot higher, much larger than they seem. That's a really good delivery from Stephen Wigg, but straight from Gajanan Singh. Thought of 2, but will only pick up a single. So Keenar Lewis back on strike.
So more drama into this last remaining 4 balls. 5 still to get. The big Keenar Lewis. As you made mention, Matt, he's played first-class cricket for Jamaica. He's played CPL for the Talawas. and he's been part of the Senior Cup competitions in Jamaica up until now. He was part of the T10 tournament in Florida not too long ago, and he's back with the Cavs. And he's trying to win this game for them, 5 to win from 4 balls. And he's had a very good knock earlier today. Stephen Wigg stands between him and getting these runs. Here is Stephen Wigg to Kennard Lewis. Oh, Lewis has latched on to this one, and it's game over here. Cavaliers storms the field. Kennard celebrates, and it's Cav going to Texas.
The Somerset Cavaliers. What a performance from them. Super over. Sean Finley carries out the Cavaliers flag, and they invade the field. This is the moment. In fact, this was just the first ball. It started off not too bad from Stephen Wigg. The single to Kennard Lewis. But now you see the celebrations, the big 6 in the end from Lewis. This was from Gajanan Singh. And it set up Kennard Lewis to finish it off in style.
Yeah, you always thought that Kennard was here to do this. Exactly that. And boy, did he nail that. Did he nail that onside shot? And look at that. He knows, that fielder knows, this is the end of their campaign. And it comes to an end here for the Stallions. And for 3 years, Matt, Stallions won't be in a finals weekend. How heartbreaking is that?
What an upset, it's fair to say. The Somerset Cavaliers, a side that had a lot of ups and downs throughout this tournament, got it right just towards the end, beat out the New England Eagles yesterday, and now reign supreme over the New Jersey Stallions. They will join the Philadelphians. So we've narrowed down 6 teams in the East to only 2. Philly and the Somerset Cavaliers.
So Cavaliers will probably go up to 13 points if, well, this is an eliminator, so it doesn't matter now with the points table. With the news, Cavaliers, New Jersey Somerset Cavaliers are going to the playoff, and they'll join the Philadelphians as they go up to the playoffs. So what an enthralling contest we've had, reduced over a 14 apiece. We saw both teams scoring 119, and in the end, it all came down to a super over. Batting first, the Stallions, they were only able to put up 5 runs on the board. 6 needed. And we saw a big strike from Kennard Lewis towards the end. So, folks, there you have it. And that's all the latest we have for you from the beautiful Glenville complex. With the news, New Jersey Somerset Cavaliers are going to the playoff, and they'll join the Philadelphians from the Eastern Zone to be the 2 teams going there. So that's where we will end this broadcast. Delighted that you've joined us all the way through. And until then, on behalf of our production team and all involved in bringing this game to you live, this is Lenny Achaibar and Matthew Achaibar signing off from the beautiful Glenville facility. See you at playoff stage this week in Texas. Until then, goodbye and good evening from New York.
You're watching the Sunoco Minor League Cricket Championship, brought to you by our 2023 partners.